Bienvenido a la DIASPORA homecoming, courtesy of Miss Lucille Matthew. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. Day one in my books was tremendous. I think if I had to put one word to encapsulate it, it would be value. And I think that's what we got out of the room. I personally, as a Grenadian living here, I felt really proud of the things that I heard coming out of the diaspora. I'm really happy to hear about people, whether they're remaining where they are currently domiciled or whether they have come back home and they're starting businesses, they're starting nonprofits, they're impacting Grenada with the resources that they have, and that's really, really encouraging for me. It augurs well for Grenada in the long run, and I am very, very, very proud of what has been coming out of this room. So I'd like to ask, as we begin, that you give yourselves a lusty round of applause. Yeah, no. Okay. I was a little worried there. Not sure what we thought lusty felt like. But thank you for correcting. Day number 2 will be as valuable as day number 1. I want to remind us of a couple of things as we get started. One, the Diaspora Marketplace in the marquee tent just outside of the Radisson Crown Ballroom. I'd love for you guys to stop by during the break, the lunch, and of course at the end of the day's proceedings, by all means head over to the marketplace. We have lots in store for all of you. And I do want to make an appeal to those of you who are looking online, those of you who are here in Grenada. As much as this is called Diaspora Homecoming, as PM said yesterday, this is for Grenadians, wherever you are. At the end of the day, we're all Grenadians. And so I do want to encourage those of you who are at home to pass on over at the Diaspora Marketplace. There's lots in store for us. And it's a lovely opportunity to connect with our friends and family in the diaspora. The value that we got yesterday can be enhanced by allowing the people in this room now to connect with even more of us living on island. These connections will prove really valuable later on. So by all means, come on down to the marketplace. I do want to remind us as well that on Friday, this Friday, July 3rd, at 7 p.m. at Pier 57, we will have the Diaspora Homecoming Gala under the auspices of our dear Governor General. It's going to be an excellent, lovely affair. I have a suit pressed. I'm waiting to get an invite. If I don't get an invite, you won't see me, all right? But I have a suit pressed, and I'm kind of, what do people say, manifesting. Ambassador, work with me here. So we'll see on Friday, Pier 57, 7 p.m. at the Diaspora Homecoming Gala. Throughout the course of the day today, we have a number of panel discussions, deep, rich discussions for you. We will be exploring the journey home. We'll be looking at the process of returning, the implications of returning. We'll be talking as well about the benefits of returning. And our breakout sessions later this evening, a number of them will be facilitated by some from our own technical teams, but also we'll have a few members of the diaspora who will be sharing their journey from Grenada to where they are. And they've been doing some tremendous things, and so they'll be charting the way and helping us see what's possible, even as members of the diaspora ourselves and as residents at home. So we have a lovely, lovely day 2 in store for you, and I hope that you are excited about day number 2. Clap if you are. So when I was younger, I was told that it's inappropriate for people to say things like woo-woo in formal settings. But I want to buck the trend just a little bit, just so that I can tell the teacher, hey, you are wrong. So, you want to help me rebel against the teacher? My past principal will be so disappointed that I encourage you to rebel against teachers. But I thank you nonetheless for your cooperation this morning. So we're looking forward to a lovely day, ladies and gentlemen. And to kick things off, we have a special presentation from the Labukan Creative Center. I will excuse myself. I ask you to prepare yourself for Rita's homecoming.
It was so cold, and then on the plane the AC was even more colder. It's almost like they wanted to bring back London with us.
I don't know what to tell you, Dana, but come let we go. I don't want them to climb the vehicle.
They climb cars here too?
You're sure right. This is the car here, darling. Safety first, put on your belt, dearie.
Nice car.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh my God, it is so hot.
You want to go back on the plane, or you want to go back in England?
No, don't mind me. It feels good to be back home. And honestly, the warm air always feels like such a welcoming hug.
I know, right?
Yeah, but I can't wait to strip and head to the beach though.
Oh, and you'll come and walk with me, eh? I do it every single morning, so it could be our new little ritual.
I don't know about the walking thing. You lot have to fix the sidewalks first, because the last time I was here, I went for a walk and a bike nearly ran me over. And don't get me started on these bloody dogs. You go for a walk and then they just come rushing out trying to bite you, and their bloody owners don't even call them back.
I know what you're talking about, eh? The dogs is a real problem, and people just complain, but nobody doesn't do nothing about it.
It's very jarring. Oh, gosh. Slow down. I see a woman selling mangoes over there. Excuse me, ma'am. Is that mangoes you're selling?
Yes, darling, I have some nice Ceylon mango here for sale.
Okay. How much a bag?
$5 US.
Okay.
Excuse me, miss. Not you are buying mangoes from just yesterday and you charge me 5 EC a bag.
Oh gosh, don't talk so loud. Okay, I'll give it for 4 EC. So get 2 for 8. Come on, the mango real sweet.
Look, here's $10 and keep your change, eh?
Here you go. Thank you very much.
But why are they looking so green? You don't have any yellow ones?
Miss, I don't play politics, you know.
Well...
What you want me to do?
Okay, well, I would like to have the money back, because we don't want these
I'm sorry,
anymore.
all sales are final. There are no exchanges, no returns.
That is the last sale you go get for the day, miss.
Have a great day, Dudu darling. Enjoy your stay in Grenada.
Wow. What a scammer.
And you, self, you need to learn to put on your Grenadian accent when you're buying local, eh?
Yes, girl, that is true.
Good try.
Margaret, watch out! Watch out! Oh, I thought he was going to run into us.
Oh my goodness, you're such a scaredy cat.
Why'd you look so calm and collected?
Girl, before I step into this vehicle here, I'd say a special prayer. Nothing is happening to us on this black carpet. So this time you blasted side, you Marco!
Oh my God.
You see what I'm talking about?
Oh my days. I just can't deal with you people. The last time I was here, I took a bus. And the bus driver was driving so fast, So, of course, I had to say something to him. And, he didn't even respond to me, nor did the conductor. It was actually a female passenger that took me on,
And what she tell you?
She looked at me and scrubbed her face and said, "You think when you're in America, you could tell the driver he's driving too fast? I'm not even from America."
Well, which rock this woman come out under? She can't understand a proper British accent from an American one.
Oh, Margaret, you're
I could
trivializing
never.
a serious matter.
Oh, relax, lighten up. This is island living. You go get used to it.
You people like to take your death like sheep, and I want no part of it. Slow down, though, slow down. I like those big houses up there.
Yeah, nice and pretty, all over the island.
Yeah, but that unfinished one really sticks out like a sore thumb.
And you want to know the story behind it?
Okay, go on.
So this man from the UK, he decided he wanted to build a house back home in Grenada, and he sent thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, you see the size of it, over the years. And when he came back, he expected to find a finished house, but that is what he come and meet. And the contractor, who happened to be his own nephew, believe it or not, couldn't give the man a count for his money.
Oh my God.
Long story short, he come home, he see the house, he catch a heart attack and he dead.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yes, girl. And I hear you planning to build.
Yeah.
So let me give you some free advice before you go and sign any contract. Please get some sound, solid advice,
Yeah.
legal and otherwise.
You're right, you're right. You know what? Are the banks still open right now?
Yeah.
Okay, do you mind us going to grab something to eat first and then go into the bank?
Oh, no problem. There's a place right around the corner here.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Here it is, right here.
Okay. Wow, this place is crowded.
I hope that means the food good today.
And it's so hot.
Oh, God.
And
Rita.
what is that smell?
I think it's barbecue.
Smells horrible. Where's the waiter? It's so hot.
Relax, girl, relax. I don't know, maybe we might have to just wait on the waiter today.
I hate waiting on waiters.
Maybe it's not a waiter, it's a waitress.
When did you become like this?
Like what?
So cynical, making fun of everything I say.
Relax, Rita. This is the Isle of Spice, where everything is nice.
And too slow. Too bloody slow.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Ginger's Restaurant. Can I take your order, please?
Finally,
ma'am.
I'm starving. Can I please have the grilled lobster, please?
No grilled lobster.
Okay. What's about the curry lambi?
You know, no curry lamb either, you know.
So why is it still listed then?
Well, miss, lobster and lamb season closed.
Well, then maybe you should just close down the restaurant also. Do you know what?
Rita, wait, no. I'm sure the waitress can, recommend something on the menu for us to try.
No, do you know what? I've lost my appetite. Let's just go.
Sorry, miss. I know you're hungry. You want to try somewhere else?
Margaret, look how long it took her to even just come and give us the menu. Oh, no, I need to go to the bank to change some notes. Let's just go.
Well, lucky for you, there's a bank right over there. You see the sign?
Yeah.
Right in the complex there.
Yeah, okay.
I need to use the bathroom, so I will meet you back by the car, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Next customer in line, please.
Good morning. I would like to change these notes into EC dollars, please.
Sure. Okay. I'm sorry, ma'am. We can't change these, you know.
But why?
They're defaced.
Okay.
No, we can't change these either.
What's going on here?
Miss, the notes are torn.
But you can barely see the tear.
Miss, that's the bank's policy. I'm sorry, we can't change the money.
If I walked into any store or bank in England, this wouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, but we're not in England, Miss, we're in Grenada.
And you're rude! Do they not teach you people customer service here? Do you know what? I demand to see your supervisor.
Sure, no problem.
Actually, I want to see your manager.
Well, you'll have to go upstairs, you go to the secretary, and you have to make an appointment to see the manager.
Do you know what? Forget it. I'm never stepping foot in this bank again. And do you know what? I'm going to write you up on Facebook. Oh, you people are impossible.
I'm close.
Wow, so rude.
What's the matter now? Come in the car. What's the matter?
They wouldn't change my notes. They said that they had small blotches and small tears from your jab, and because of that, they wouldn't change it. And to top it all off, the bank teller was so rude, very rude.
And you're very angry.
So what about it? Of course I am. Do you know what? Can you just take me to see my land in Bellevue? I need to get out of St. George's and just take in some fresh country air. And whilst I'm at it, we can pay a visit to Cousin Lucy.
Well, darling, Cousin Lucy is dead.
Cousin Lucy's dead?
She died a year ago.
And what about my godfather James?
Well, James dead too.
I can't believe this. And what about my godmother Frances?
Well, darling, Francis gone too. All of them gone. All of them gone now.
Can't believe this. Can't believe this.
It's okay. I know that's the reason you purchased that land up there,
Yes.
but you have me, we have each other. Don't be so sad, we still have each other.
Can't believe this.
You know what? I know what will cheer you up. Let's go take a stroll on the beach. I know this perfect beach bar right down the corner, so a Rasta man does run it, and he has the best grilled fish on the island, I promise you.
And then after you will take me to see my land?
Well, the traffic kind of crazy at this time of the day. So maybe we can go first thing in the morning. Yeah? Come on, let's go. It's right down the way, so. And don't worry, my treat, eh? Let me open the door for you, little passenger princess.
Thanks, sis.
No problem. Cheer up, Buttercup. You'll feel better.
But you know, I am hungry though. I hope he has everything on the menu.
Well, usually he does.
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the skit, Rita's Homecoming. We'd like to introduce to you the cast. Zalika Peters played the vendor, the waitress, and the bank teller. Zalika.
Sorry, baby.
Margaret was played by Damali Phillip. And Rita was played by Ninky Punch. Thank you very much. So there's your cast. Continue to enjoy your session. Thank you.
Don't tell me you blocked me. Did you block me? Don't say that.
Homecoming. A production of Labukan Theatre.
Okay, no.
And by all means, I had some responses during the presentation that
You didn't
I will
block me
not
fully.
repeat over the mic.
Yeah, boy, I got skedaddle.
But clearly some of you were triggered.
Oh, God. That was good.
I trust that
I don't think we
the
really missed any lines.
message that was
It
sent
was only
though,
the bit about...
if you're going to come back, if you're going to do anything, get some sound, solid, legal and otherwise advice. All right? And fortunately for you, a lot of what we're going to do today is going to help you get some of that sound, solid advice. Coming up in a few moments, we'll have a panel discussion on navigating the way home. We will be joined by members of the concession desk at the Ministry of Finance. We also have in the room with us members of the Customs and Excise Division. So it's not second-hand information you're getting, straight from the horse's mouth. All right, and this is going to continue throughout the course of the day. So now that your appetites are wet just a bit, I think it's only right and fitting that we move into our next session. Am I seeing a question from the audience? All right, so for those of you joining online who would not have heard that, it is Canada's independence, and we have a number of Canadian Grenadians in the house, and so it's only right and fitting that we say happy independence. Can we do it together? All right. So on the count of three, we say happy independence. 1, 2, 3. Happy independence. I love an audience that works with me. I'm not going to lie, I'm loving you guys. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into our panel discussion, the return home, navigating the process. Our moderator for this morning is the incomparable Zoe Smith. She will join us in a bit, but I'd like to introduce you to our panel. So joining us on stage is the head of the concessions desk at the Ministry of Finance, Ms. Swinder Barrington. She's a native of Rose Hill in St. Patrick, so she journeyed all the way down to be with us this morning. Apparently we have some St. Patrick's people in the house. And very much an expert in what she does. Joining Ms. Barrington on stage, Sales and Service Manager at Grenada Cooperative Bank, Mr. Brendan McGilvery. So we got the concessions, we got the financing, and we'll also add a real estate expert to the panel, Mr. Joel Johnson. He represents the Grenada Realtor Association. He's the president of the Grenada Realtors Association. And the president of the Grenada Chamber of Industry and Commerce is going to join him, Mr. Colin Francis. And of course, at this point, I will take my exit and turn you over to the incomparable Miss Zoe Smith, our moderator for this morning.
Good morning, good morning. It's a pleasure to see you all. Before we get started, can I have a show of hands? Who's flown in for this event? Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I want to leave time at the end for questions, because I think the fact that you've chosen to take your time, energy, money to actually be here in Grenada is very significant. And I really want to make sure that you get the most from this panel as possible. And I think that I want to give another shout out to the performance. I was crying with laughter, and I was hoping I'd be able to keep it together for this session, because there's so much that was honest about the experience of returning to Grenada. Hands up for those of you who'd ever been in one of those situations. Yeah, as soon as she placed the order at the restaurant, I knew it don't have. So yeah, and I think what's great about this opportunity is really being able to manage expectations as to what the process of moving to Grenada is like, and there's nothing better than having experts in the audience, on the panel, to answer some of your questions. And one of the things that I realized from speaking to Ms. Barrington is that really everyone on this panel deserves about 3 hours each. So how we're going to fit it all into an hour is going to be interesting to see. But I want to kick off by just getting you to introduce yourselves, your organization, and also give us a sense of what your engagement with the diaspora looks like and any opportunities to explore. So that's 2 questions. What does your organization's engagement with the diaspora look like, and any opportunities to explore? I'll start with you, Colin.
Thank you, and good morning, Zoe. Good morning to the rest of the panelists and everyone. Thank you for having me here. And certainly, this is a tough act to follow from the play earlier on. So, Colin Francis, president of the Grenada Chamber of Industry and Commerce, and the chamber engages with the diaspora on many levels. First, we see the diaspora as a strategic asset that Grenada has on the outside, because when you look throughout the world, there are many Grenadians who lead businesses, Grenadians who drive growth and innovation and invest in technology and also have significant access to capital. So from the Chamber's perspective, the diaspora is a partner for Grenada, more than just an emotional connection, but our role is really how do we leverage that emotional connection and get that to equate to economic development and just the development of businesses throughout Grenada. And on many levels, simple things as training, investing, mentorship. How do we take the learnings of our Grenadians on the outside and get them to come to Grenada and have this two-way relationship where they don't just feel that they're coming home, but they're coming to participate in Grenada's own economic growth and development. And that's really what the Chamber does, create that environment and that platform for there to be engagement between stakeholders, investors, Grenadians, and Grenadians living outside of Grenada. So in a nutshell, that's really what it is. And more so on a collaboration side, the Chamber is also a very robust advocate for the private sector. And that's everything from getting involved in advice on policies or advice on legislation that's about to go through Parliament. We're fortunate enough to have a government that's very strategic in the sense that they engage with the private sector before things go to Cabinet or before things get tabled in Parliament. And so we have a meaningful, tangible say in how the private sector is run and the rules that govern the private sector.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. And before I pass over to Joel, one of the things I want to make sure is that this session is really practical. So what is the best way for people to contact you? Is it email? Is it turn up in person? Is it phone? Because a lot of us in the diaspora, this communication thing, we need to know how to navigate it. So what do you advise?
Well, on our menu, you will never, ever get "we don't have."
Wonderful. Round of applause.
So telephone, email, WhatsApp, whatever it is, we have a website, we're online, and I promise you're going to get a very speedy response from us. We're always eager to engage, especially where we're connecting persons and it's driving growth in the economy.
Fantastic. You have it here first. Joel, over to you. Tell me about your role at the Grenada Realtor Association and what engagement with the diaspora looks like for your company.
Okay, thank you, Zoe, and good morning to everyone. It's a pleasure to be here to represent the GRA, known as the Grenada Realtors Association. And although I'm new to GRA in the role of president, I've only recently been nominated as the president. I've been involved in real estate for over 17 years. And as you know, real estate is a key sector in Grenada's economic landscape. Through real estate, lots of jobs are created. Through real estate, the money runs at the bank because you have to get financing to purchase your property. Through real estate, the surveyors get jobs, the engineers get jobs, the architects get jobs, the constructors get jobs, and so many sectors are linked to the real estate industry. So as a GRA, we're here just to promote the ethical practices, make sure it's done correctly. We currently have a membership of over 15 registered entities. So the real estate organizations who are excellent, doing an excellent job in Grenada, I must say, they are part of the Real Estate Association. So we just promote professional certification and we ensure a safe place for persons to get information from if you're trying to navigate that process to own, purchase, or even lease properties here in Grenada.
Fantastic, thank you very much. And the best way for people to contact your organization, turn up in person, ask for you specifically?
Oh, yes. So, of course, in real estate, you don't normally have to contact the real estate association, but there are so many real estate companies that you could easily access. But if you need the association, we have a website, so you could check us out on our website, and you could see our contact numbers and our email addresses there. But like I said, the Real Estate Association, we comprise of different real estate companies in Grenada. So all the major real estate companies you could think about, they are part of the Real Estate Association.
Fantastic, thank you very much. And Brandon, Cooperative Bank, is it correct it's known as the Diaspora's Bank? I think that was a yes.
Yes, it is the Bank of the Diaspora.
Tell me, why is the diaspora important for your company? Why do you choose to engage with us, JCBs?
Well, I think by virtue of being a homegrown bank, the Bank of Diaspora more or less is bestowed, on us by our citizens. Yeah, the diaspora is important to us because obviously we, as a commercial bank, we engage with the diaspora, and we are more or less the homegrown bank, and the products and services that we offer to the diaspora, more or less we want to engage them, we want to ensure that they understand and they are educated that as a commercial bank we more or less have the products and services that they require, wire transfer, lending products, investment products, financial services products, yeah. So, as a bank that is rooted in Grenada, established since 1932, we are 94 years in existence as of this year. We more or less are rooted in Grenada, rooted in the community. I think we have a fiduciary responsibility to not only our customers, but to the economy of Grenada as a whole.
Fantastic, thank you very much. And Swinder, probably the person on the panel that everyone wants to talk to, being responsible for the head of the concessions desk at the Ministry of Finance. Can you tell me a bit about what you're responsible for and the ways in which people can best get in touch with you?
Good morning to everyone. Okay, my responsibility is in charge of concession, and at concession, we provide the Returning National program for the diaspora. This program is available for Grenadian national who are citizen by birth, marriage, descent, and even person under the citizen by investment program who have been residing abroad for the past 7 years consecutively and intend to return to Grenada permanently to live.
Fantastic. And so you and I could talk for about 12 hours today, but we won't. But if I was planning to relocate to Grenada in 12 months' time, what would you advise me to start doing from now in terms of what you encounter when it comes to concessions?
Okay, persons who intend to return to Grenada permanently should work with or prepare their documentation, which are the valid passport, the itinerary, which is a one-way ticket from the place of departure to the place of arrival. They also have to work with the proof of retirement or proof of pension. If not, they can work with a notary declaration, either from a JP, a lawyer, a doctor, or someone that knows that they have been living abroad for the past 7 years.
And can you talk us through what concessions actually allow us to do? How much can I bring in, like £1 million worth of stuff? Do I get everything? Do I get things for free? Talk us through what concessions actually look like.
The concession that is available under the Returning National program is 100% on the common external tariff, the VAT, and also the custom service charge on your personal and household items, as well as 50% on the excise tax, the common external tariff, and the VAT.
And when we spoke, you spoke about some other areas that it's possible for people returning to apply for, small businesses, also people looking to bring in charitable donations. Can you talk us through that as well?
Okay, person who also intend to return permanently can also benefit from programs such as the MSME, which is also a temporary program. So it comes to an end at the end of the year. We do not know if they're going to renew it. In the meantime, also, person who intend to donate to or give back to the communities, they can request concession, but they have to apply to the Ministry of Social Development or the Ministry of Education, especially if it's like school supply. They can apply there, and then the concession will be channeled to the Ministry of Finance, where we would process that.
Okay, I hope you're taking note, because a lot of you want to give back, and to have ways to do that and get concessions is really useful. So thank you for flagging that opportunity.
Thank you.
And going to Co-op Bank, we have a question for the Minister of Finance, who might be able to add some additional light.
Good morning.
Morning.
So I just wanted to add one item that you didn't mention. As a returning national, we're entitled to bring back a vehicle, a new vehicle or a used vehicle. However, there is an age limit on that vehicle that you must know. You cannot bring a vehicle that is more than 5 years old, because if you do that, you will forfeit the concession on that vehicle. And again, I'm appealing to our nationals abroad. Don't come back with a 33-year-old vehicle and tell me you want concession on that. That doesn't make sense to me. So remember, the vehicle must be 5 years and under, or it could be brand new. If you don't want to bring it in, you could also purchase it here and benefit from the concession on the vehicle. Thank you.
Fantastic. Can you talk us through the process of if you want to purchase a vehicle here and still apply for concessions for that? Purchasing a vehicle in Grenada, but still applying for a concession.
Okay, so if once the person return, they can apply for the concession and go to, I think the supplier they are Stills, Hubbards, Huggins, who provide vehicle under the concession. 50% on that.
Okay, so certified suppliers, that's good to know. Thank you. And going back to Co-op Bank, can you talk us through what folks thinking about moving to Grenada should start considering now if they want to be able to open a Co-op Bank account?
Okay, so there are requirements for opening accounts. You can visit our website. It's fully listed there, all the requirements. Thinking to open an account, we can open an account if you're overseas. Yeah. If you're thinking of coming back, I recommend that you calling or texting to book an appointment, because we open accounts by appointment. Yeah. What you see sometimes, the diaspora comes back for 1 week and they walk into the bank to expect to open an account. So it's just a recommendation that if you know that you're coming back to Grenada and you want to open an account, you can start the process online and complete it in person, or you can book an appointment and come in. Now, at this stage, the bank is going through a transformational journey. If you, at this point, and go to our Spiceland Mall branch, you'll see a total transformation in terms of our outlook. Yeah. So, coming within a few weeks, a month or so, the diaspora can be able to open the account from start to finish, wherever they are in the world. Yeah. At this point, if they have to open the account, we'll send in the forms. They have to notarize the forms, send back to us original, yeah, which takes a few time. But I think we are moving towards efficiency. So within a few weeks, about a month, we'll roll out that phase of you opening an account from start to finish wherever you are. Yeah. But if you're thinking of coming to Grenada, just ensure that you book an appointment beforehand.
Fabulous. And can you talk us through some of the products that are available to folks in the diaspora, and also for those thinking about purchasing property, the process of applying for mortgages as folks in the diaspora? All
right, so let's break it down because the product is quite large. Yeah, we offer a range of products from business, personal, and financial instruments. So if you look at if someone wants to get into the business arm of things, we have a business banking departments fully staffed. So if you want to invest in a business, a commercial business, if you want to open a business or start a business, yeah, our commercial banking department or business banking department can assist you. And we have a range of products and services from overdraft to commercial loans to credit card, for those things. And we cater for both MSMEs, medium, small, and micro, small, and medium enterprises to large corporate businesses. On the retail end, we have a fully staffed retail banking department. If you want to purchase a home, personal, if you want to construct a home or purchase land, we have a retail banking unit there to serve you at any of our retail banking units across the island of Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. Yeah. And our financial instruments, which is bonds, treasury bills, notes. We have a wealth management and financial services department. Yeah, most persons are not aware that Core Bank is a broker dealer, a licensed broker dealer on the Eastern Caribbean Security Exchange. And there are a range of financial instruments on a monthly basis, treasury bills, bonds, notes, mainly government notes and bonds that are offered to citizens at very attractive rates ranging from 3.5% to, I see recently, 6.95%. Yeah, and your regular savings pay you 2%, and your checking account pay you 0%. Yeah, and so we have that wealth management services industry and unit that can take care of your needs if you want to invest in treasury bills, if you want to invest in bonds, notes on a regional security exchange. And we also, this unit also handles shares and stuff if you want to either offer your shares on the secondary market.
Thank you very much. And Joel, over to you when it comes to real estate in Grenada. How would you describe the market here in Grenada for those who are less familiar?
It's a really interesting question. How would I describe the market? The market is what the market always is, moving. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. But real estate in Grenada, it comprises of so many different things. And especially to our friends in the diaspora, to you, when you hear the term real estate, you might think differently. Because I know some persons, to them, real estate is finding someone to manage their property in Grenada while they're out. And we have quite a few persons who need that service. So to that person, real estate is finding the right property manager to ensure your taxes are paid on time, your property is maintained properly, your tenants are treated well. So to that person, real estate is management. To the young professional who might have been out of Grenada for quite some time, to that person, real estate is finding the right property at the right location at the right price. To someone looking to return home, real estate to them will be a comfortable home, somewhere that doesn't have too many stairs. Most times they want a view, somewhere they could see the sea. So to different persons, real estate can mean different things at different times. But the market is what the market has always been. Something that moves, sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down, full of surprises. And to the real estate professionals who are here, they have fun doing what they do.
Fantastic. And so I was talking with one of your colleagues in the audience earlier, saying that on Sunday I did a call with someone who was looking to buy 5 acres of agricultural land for £12,000. I'm not very good at math, but you can understand that, the figures might be a little off. Yeah. And so from your experience of working with folks in the diaspora, what are some of the things that you would advise in terms of managing expectations, of being familiar with pricing, with opportunities in Grenada, and also the way in which the real estate market in Grenada may differ from what they're used to in the UK, US, or Toronto?
Yeah, it's a good question. And what I would always say is to speak to the professionals in the sector. Don't just take it for granted. Some persons, they've been out for quite some time, and because their grandparents would have told them that they purchased property for this price at this time, they're still thinking that, okay, I could get property in Grenada for a really, really low price. And sometimes they come with some unrealistic expectations, and many times they want it done really quickly. So you have to be patient with the market, speak to the professional. It came out in the skit earlier, ensure that you engage persons who know what they're speaking about. Those persons would include your lawyer. They would include, of course, a good realtor. And I would add, ensure that your realtor is a licensed realtor. So that way they are part of the GRA. So if there's anything goes wrong, you have a body that you could speak to for some sort of recourse. Ensure that you engage your proper surveyors. Don't send money without having documents signed. And then on the other side of it also, there are persons in the diaspora who may not intend to come back, but they also own property in Grenada. So as opposed to they looking to buy, there are persons out there who want to sell their property. So for them, I would encourage you to ensure that you have your documents in place. Sometimes they intend to sell, they ask the real estate agent to list their property, we get a buyer, and then they can't find their deed. So ensure that you have your documents in hand, have it ready. Of course, even if you would have purchased that property 20 years ago, it's always wise, you're ready to sell now, get it resurveyed, because sometimes it happens, the measurement method that they used 40 years ago, they would have gotten 1 acre 2 rods, and now when you measure it back, you get 1 acre 3 rods or 1 acre 2.5 rods. So it's always good to resurvey your property to ensure that what you have on that paper that has been sitting within your family for 50 years, it's still there on the ground. And it's always good to get someone in Grenada to check it out also. We've had cases where persons intend to sell properties, and when we're about to do the transaction and we go on the property, someone has been living on the property for 12 years. So it's really important, especially persons in the diaspora. You've been out for so long, and some of you, when you come to Grenada, you don't get time to visit your property. Please ensure that when you're ready to sell, you have someone check on all these things before to ensure that you have all your ducks in a row so there are no hindrances when it's time to transfer your property.
Fantastic. One of the things that we were talking about beforehand is how can we ensure that Grenada stays affordable for Grenadians? And with all of us from the diaspora coming back who potentially might inflate prices, how do we actually consider the people born and raised here? One of the areas that I'm really interested in is those of us in the diaspora who've inherited land that we know we have absolutely no intention of using. I think of my own family. I'm sure there's about 20 acres in bills I received. That
We should speak after.
No, but this, I think this is a common thing. What ways are there for folks in the diaspora to put that land to use so that people here who are living, who maybe want to grow agricultural crops, who might want to be able to build but can't afford to buy, is leasing something that can be explored? Oh
yeah, leasing has always been an option, and I think it's something that we welcome here in Grenada also, and thankfully we're seeing a resurgence in interest in agriculture and agricultural products. So quite a few persons, and I always say it, 40 years ago, the valuable land that Grenadians once owned were the agricultural lands in the mountains and so on. And persons, our grandparents, they were not considering land in Lansipina and so on. They would laugh because to them, land value was tied to the agriculture it could produce. So most of our grandparents and so on, they purchased land in the mountains and so on. So now you inherit that land and you come to Grenada, you don't get time to go to Cloget to look at those lands, but yet still there might be a farmer interested in leasing that land. So you could, again, engage a real estate professional. They could look at the land for you, they could have it properly assessed and valued, and based on the person willing to do farming on the land, or they might just want to do some other ecotourism, something. If you don't want to sell the property, you could also lease the property for a good price and ensure that the contracts are done properly. Make sure you engage a lawyer, because you don't want to have an indefinite lease, someone leasing the land for 40 years and nothing signed, and then after 15 years that person is claiming possessory title on your land. You want to ensure that you protect yourself from all those things. But indeed, leasing is indeed an option that persons could consider. And I know if you inherited family land, you don't always want to pass it on or sell it, so it might be a good option to lease it. And like I said, we've seen a resurgence in agriculture, so there are quite a few persons who don't own land, but they would love to lease that 20 acres from you The land is probably really fertile, and they could plant some nutmeg, they could plant some spices, and the diaspora is here, you could get them to even come help you plant the spices.
Free labor, yeah, wonderful, wonderful, thank you. And Colin, one of the things that I'm noticing is that there are more and more folks looking to return to Grenada who aren't necessarily retiring, but they still want to be operational here. So whether it's starting a lifestyle business or using their networks or support to work with businesses already present in Grenada. And so when it comes to the Chamber of Industry and Commerce, what do you see as some of the sectors or the opportunities that folks from overseas could consider starting businesses in or supporting? What are some of the ripe areas that you're coming across?
So across the private sector, we're seeing really strong commercial intensity around agribusiness, as you mentioned earlier on, ICT, the blue economy. Those are, and tourism. Tourism still continues to be a massive driver where persons are, whether it's building boutique hotels, Airbnbs, and so forth. Grenada's room stock is still comparatively low compared to the number of visitors arriving here and the number of events that Grenada would want to host over a period of time. The room stock is well below demand at this point. So we're seeing massive interest in those areas, and the Chamber gets involved, especially around areas as ICT and agribusiness, because if you have persons in the diaspora who are willing to return to Grenada and invest, one, the Chamber can guide you. Two, there are many instances where the Chamber, through collaboration with other stakeholders, have access to grants that may help you and reduce the squeeze on any capital that you're about to invest. And so those are areas that we can help the diaspora. At the end of the day, I think if I had to give one advice is Grenada is small, but don't think because it's small, it's easy, relatively easy to do business. We still encourage you to do your research. I suspect Rita is about to find out that her land has been sitting there with somebody on it for 12 years, or it doesn't exist at all. Do your homework, get the advice, and build relationships. Grenada, being a small island state, is heavy on the relationships that you build and how people trust you to do business with you, especially if you're going to have people who are living away and want to have some sort of business here. They need to engage with persons who they trust, and they can get back on that plane and have a good life away and know that the business here is in good hands. So that's one, and then the areas for investing, I mentioned those earlier on, right? So I think huge opportunities there. Certainly opportunities for the diaspora to invest in and get a good return.
Great. And so in terms of the issue of ease of doing business, Grenada might be a little different to what folks might be familiar with. And again, in terms of managing expectations, what do you think are perhaps the top 3 things that it's useful for folks to be aware of when they come here so they are not triggered in the same way Rita is and actually have the staying power to push through it?
So it's Canada's Independence Day, so I will use an example there. Don't come back expecting Service Canada or Service Ontario or any one of those, right? You're going to come in and the agencies that exist in Grenada. First stop would be CAIPO. So that's your corporate part and registering your business and so forth. And then obviously you have to go through, depending on the industry you're getting into, whether there are any other regulatory certifications that you need and or approvals that you need to move it forward. So top 3 things for persons who are coming and willing to establish a business would be finding out what those are. The fortunate thing for Grenada is we have institutions that are willing to listen, that are willing to engage investors and get things moving along. So whilst we're behind on how government services integrate seamlessly into everything from registering a business to operating a business, we know there's room for improvement, and that's the important thing. We're aware of it, we admit it, and we're willing to improve on it. And we need the help of the diaspora to do it. right? Because there are persons who are IT experts who could help in that regard. There are persons who work in those areas outside of Grenada, and they can provide very good strategic advice to the authorities. So just come knowing that you've got to go through the process. Be patient, and it'll happen, because you have institutions here who are willing to listen and who are willing to work with you to achieve the objective that you would like to achieve.
Great. And I have a question that that Brendan might chime in on. But when it comes to raising investment for businesses here in Grenada, do you advise folks in the diaspora to come as fully financed as possible, or do you recommend, is there viable scope for seeking investment here successfully? So I forgot to tell you not to turn your mic off.
Okay, so as a financial institution, regards to investment, when the diaspora is considering doing any investment in Grenada, whether commercial or personal, what we advise is that you contact a financial institution first. Yeah, so we can qualify you before you move to the next stage of contacting the real estate agent. That is important because oftentimes you see that diaspora comes down just to visit a property, spends a week, go about to the real estate agent for a few days, identify a property, make an offer, then comes to the bank and realize that there's a problem. They can't qualify for that amount, and the process starts all over again. Yeah. So the good thing of being the bank of the diaspora is that we can reach you and you can reach us anywhere. Yeah, at any point in time. So you don't have to wait until you come to Grenada to contact the bank. You can contact us before you come to Grenada. Advise us of your intention. There's a few documents we'll ask you beforehand just to send to us, just for us to qualify you. We'll qualify you, we'll advise you the amount that you can qualify for, 1 million, 2 million. Thereafter, you can now take that data, provide it to the real estate agent, and say, Joel, any other real estate agent, I can qualify for $2 million. I want a property within that range. Yeah, so that is best practice. We encourage that. And we are, as I mentioned before, we are innovating, so we will be even more closer to you. Yeah. When we innovate and introduce our secure links to be able to reach you, open an account quickly, so you can be able to transact with a very efficient, in a very efficient manner.
Fantastic. So doing things in the right order, very advisable. Swinder, over to you. In terms of the mistakes that you see folks in the diaspora making when it comes to approaching concessions, what are some of the biggest or most frequent errors that you see people making when it comes to the concessions process?
Okay, some of the biggest mistake is missing supporting documents. Also, persons may request concession on eligible items that are not eligible. They would provide insufficient proof of residing abroad. And this error can be corrected just by providing the supporting documents or correcting the deficiency within the application. Where necessary, a review of reconsideration can be sent to the Ministry of Finance to PS Mike Sylvester for further consideration.
And so can you talk us through the process? If I'm thinking about moving, how far in advance should I start getting everything together? How soon should I give your organization a call to understand exactly what the process looks like? What do you advise in terms of the timeline?
Well, you can contact us via email or via WhatsApp to inquire about the process. You can send you can send what you can do is also send the information via our email, and we would tell you the process. The processing for returning national under the program is person would come to the concession desk upon arrival. The concession, they would work with the requirements that is necessary. If the requirements are deemed complete, then this person will be granted concession on the items.
Fantastic. And you also mentioned that you work in connection with customs, and I believe that we have someone in customs in the audience, so I want to make time for him to be able to share as well. I hope I'm leaving enough time for questions. I don't have anyone. Okay, so we're going to start wrapping up. But quick fire round before we open up for questions. The biggest mistakes that you see folks in the diaspora making at Co-op Bank, so people have an idea as to what to avoid if they're considering banking, looking for loans, etc. What are some of the things that you see going wrong frequently?
Well, as mentioned before, persons coming down expecting to, get services like account opening and realize that we have an appointment program, yeah, and then obviously leaving and going back and not being satisfied because the account is not open. So understanding that we do have a website, an active website, understanding that we do do business with the diaspora, yeah, open accounts, give advice online. We have an online presence, yeah. And secondly, as mentioned earlier, the investment part of it, when persons wishing to purchase property, any other, whether or not it's commercial or real estate, they waste the time to come down and get delayed in terms of the entire ecosystem, the bank, the real estate agents, and everybody else, and the vendors. Obviously, the process moves from a normal to 60 to 90 days to now 6 months, because you start the process incorrectly at the start. Yeah. So these are the two major instances where we see some that we want to ensure that the diaspora understands. We can connect with you. You can connect with us. You don't have to come in Grenada to connect with us. We can connect with you online or electronically. Yeah. So as I mentioned before, we are innovating our vision, our 2032 vision, and in 2032 will be 100 years in existence. And our vision is to be an agile and innovative Grenadian icon. So we have started a transformational journey. So we will be able to reach you even faster within the coming months. Yeah. So as we mentioned, Grenada Cooperative Bank, the sole Grenadian bank in Grenada and on the island of Grenada, is the bank of the diaspora. Yeah. And we take that very seriously. So we are innovating to reach the diaspora. And we are investing in the diaspora, hence the reason we sponsor this event, to ensure that we are here and we are not going anywhere.
Fantastic. We're going to have questions soon, and I have the Minister of Finance putting his hand up next. But Joel, some of the mistakes that you see people making in the diaspora, things to get right in advance.
All right, so I'll try to be brief in the interest of time because there are so many. But I think from the Realtors Association, of course, the first one I would mention is persons using agents or engaging agents who are not licensed agents. And I think that's a big mistake. You scroll through Facebook, Instagram, you see a property for sale, you find the price looks okay, you send them a message and they say, yes, send us a deposit right away. And you make the mistake and you send your funds, and then when you're in trouble, then you go to a registered agent and you want us to help you with that. So that's one mistake that I see persons make all the time. So of course, I want to encourage persons to use a licensed real estate agent. Hopefully, if time permits, I'll share with you the members of our association at the end. Another mistake persons make is just not understanding the entire sales process, not understanding in terms of the transfer taxes, in terms of the fees, Also, for those who own property here already, one problem that they make, a mistake that they make is similar. They engage persons to manage their properties who, again, are not licensed agents. And I've had stories where persons are charging them VAT for managing their properties. And that's a serious offense because those persons are not even VAT registered. And they're charging persons in the diaspora VAT for them on their management fees. So that's a mistake that we see quite a bit. Also, persons, again, when they come to purchase a property, they don't anticipate the additional charges and costs. For example, surveying fees, you might have to do a valuation for the property. The bank may ask you to value the property, and that's an additional fee that you may have not budgeted for. So sometimes quite a few persons are taken aback by those additional things that they have to do. So just prepare for that. These are some of the common mistakes I see. Number one, not choosing a registered agent. And number two, not understanding the entire sales process correctly. And number three, not being prepared for the additional fees that may come around you purchasing that property.
Brilliant, thank you very much. And for you, Colin, mistakes that you see folks in the diaspora making when they come to the dreams that they might have of launching a business in Grenada, what are some of the things that you're noticing?
A couple things. One is underestimating the power of relationships and building those relationships locally with Grenadians. So that, I think, is one of the main ones that we see a lot of the time. People try to go it alone, and then they find out, well, hey, I need to get money into a bank, and so you need to have a relationship with the bank. You need to have a relationship with someone at customs because you may be entitled to duty-free or the concessionary desk in this instance, and not doing the research. Some people just come here and they believe that the trend in their home country may be a similar trend in Grenada because they've only spoken to one or two people, and they've not done the proper market intel that's required to launch a business and protect their investment in a sense. The Chamber's role is really to see that businesses that are being set up are businesses that are sustainable, and once that happens, we're going to guide you along the way. If we have access to research that was already done in this particular sector, then that's open to you, so it saves you the R&D cost for opening a business here. So yeah, those I think are the main two where persons either go it alone or they barely do any market research, and they come with this business plan that you know they're going to run into problems. When they go to GDB is going to give them problems because you've done absolutely no research to come into the market.
I think that's a really important point. I think it's easy to come here on holiday and see a gap in the market, but not understand that gap exists for a very good reason. And so by having those conversations in advance, you can save yourself a lot of trouble. I'd like to open it up to folks in the audience for questions, but I can see Minister Cornwall had something he wanted to share.
Hold on. Okay, good morning again. I just wanted to add some more information to what, for example, the concession desk gave you, because we have seen it before where people want to come home and they want to benefit from the concession that's available to returning nationals. The concession is a one-time type of concessions. So you must be prepared, ready, and decided that you're coming home for good. You don't want to basically apply for the concession in pieces. Because what the concession desk will tell you is a one-off concession. So if you know you're not ready, do not apply for it. Because I've seen people come to me afterwards and say they came home, they got a couple of things and so on. But, you know, the household items is much larger than what they brought down, and they want us to give a concession on the rest. Mike, please. And so you have to guard yourself against that, because if you come down once and you didn't bring the entire package that you have, and the 3 months expire, you will not be able to apply for it again. Another thing I wanted to basically share with you is that a lot of people living abroad or elsewhere, they have an obligation to pay tax on their property. So if you don't pay your property tax, it is compounded every year by 2%, every year by 2%. And so you might have a situation where you have not paid your tax for 2 or 3 years. And before you can sell or transact on that property, you must pay government tax. I repeat that again, you must pay government tax. And you can't come after the fact and ask government to waive tax and fees and so on. That is a problem for the Inland Revenue Department. They will tell you that. You have to keep your taxation current and a situation whereby before you do the transaction, those things are clear. So I just wanted to add that. There was a question that was asked to the concession desk, which I think also I need to clarify. The concession desk work in conjunction with all the high commissions, embassies abroad. So whether you're in Canada, the US, the UK, and so on, at those facilities, you have information on the returning nationals situation. So I think London should have it, Canada should have it, and so on. So before you even come down, you can go to them and find out what is available. If you still have doubt, you can contact the concession desk in Grenada, because you don't want to have a situation whereby there is conflicting information going around the place. Because people have approached me in the past and said, well, they didn't get enough information from the embassies or the high commissions, and so that's why they did what they did. It's always good to be safe, get your information up front before you start doing it. Okay?
Thank you very much. And one of the things I wanted to add is that you can pay your property taxes online. So that does facilitate the process also. Okay, I'm going to open it up for questions. Feel free to approach the mic in the center. Oh, actually, do we have someone from Customs who wanted to, the lady in the wonderful outfit, are you from Customs? Would you like to explain what your department does? And sorry, if you don't mind, I'm just going to get Customs to share, and then you can follow up with your question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. My apologies. Not necessarily to extend the session to go into exactly what we do, but to piggyback on Minister's intervention and the explanations from the concessions desk to just give a little more clarity. From our experience, we encourage persons returning home to start the preparation early, at least a year in advance. Ensure that you have the correct information and that when you're shipping, you are prepared to ship. Excuse me, sorry. Currently, the market, and when I say the market, I refer to the shipping industry, there are quite a bit of challenges. And when that happens, shipments can be delayed, there can be moving dates, shipments can be split. There's so many different challenges. And so we encourage that you start early, that you be prepared, that when you're shipping, you ship. Don't ship half of your shipment, as Minister said, and then, oh, you forgot that you had this, and the fridge didn't come in time, and all of that. It is going to frustrate the process. Further, the vehicles. The vehicles can be bought locally, but be cautioned. If you're buying a vehicle that's already in circulation, someone is driving that vehicle, getting the exemption on that vehicle will be a bit of a challenge because the duties were paid way before time. To get the exemption, we recommend that you purchase a vehicle. It may not necessarily need to be a brand new vehicle from a new vehicle dealer, but there are also used vehicle dealers who have what we call warehoused imports. So they have the vehicles on their lots, they have paid the customs service charge, which is the only 6%, and when someone purchases, then they pay the rest of the duties. Those are the types of arrangements that it will be simpler, easier, and you are sure that the exemption that is applied to returning nationals can be extended to you if you take that kind of purchase arrangement. Again, if it's already in circulation, that is going to be a bit of a challenge. One of the mistakes, again, going back to my first point, persons asking for extensions. So the time has passed for the arrival of your goods, and we get requests for extensions. We can't facilitate those extensions because we are working within the confines of the law. And the Returning Nationals program is already a part of legislation, and so we have to maintain and we have to ensure that we're fair to everybody. And I want to close by saying, the Customs and Excise Division is not your enemy. We are your friend. We support trade. When you trade, it makes us happy because revenue generates. The more the goods move, the faster things happen in the country, and we benefit when there is economic activity. And so we want to work with you. Reach out to us. We will support. We will give advice. We will answer questions. We are not your enemy. Thank you.
Definitely something to remember next time you go to the ports. They are your friend, they're not your enemy, and do your research in advance so that you can not get some nasty surprises. Sorry, thank you for your patience. Your question, lady in the lovely yellow top.
Pleasant good morning to everyone. Happy Canada Day. I'm not in Canada at the moment, but I am from Canada. I left Grenada almost 30 years ago. I used to work with Morris Bishop and Hudson Austin in the old communication and works there before I traveled. And I actually worked at the Seventh-day Adventist School in Montrose as a secretary before I went to the United States, and then I ended up in Canada. But anyway, to make a long story short, just looking at the play this morning, and I am guilty of that, I was talking to a friend I met through the diaspora, and I said, when we come back as, Grenadians abroad come back, we expect everything to be quick and the way we had it in Toronto or the US, and oh my God, these people are so backward, they're still, and very impatient, and sometimes we can be rude, and I am guilty of that. I think at one time I was rude. But then I got to the point where I said, and I was sharing with my friend last night, that we need to understand that if we had not left Grenada, we would have been like them. We would not have had that broad knowledge or, So we come back now and we expect them to be, customer service oriented, they're slow. But if we hadn't gone to Canada or the US or England and had been here, we would have been just as not knowledgeable as they are. So we need to be patient and know that, to be respectful to our Grenadians when we come home. My question was about the concession. I don't know her name. She said we have to have proof of retirement. But you have to understand, like in Canada, for example, we have all different retirement packages. We have our work employer retirement package. We have CPP. We have all type of retirement package. We don't just have a one retirement check. And a lot of the retirements depends on the age of your retirement. If you take it at 65, if you take it at 60, it's all a different payment. So I am ready to come back home, and I would like to have my home built. I would like to set up a business which is working with special education children because I'm a teacher in Toronto. So I am not ready to retire, but I want to have my home built. I want to make sure everything is at home before I sign that retirement, agreement.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm going to prompt you to get to your question so that we can open it to others in the audience. Your question for the lady on the concessions desk is?
She said she wanted us to have proof of retirement. But what if I don't have proof of retirement because
Wonderful.
I'm not ready to retire?
Thank
How
you.
do I get that concession if I don't have proof of retirement?
Well, the returning program is for persons that intend to return permanently. So persons, if you tell us that you are still working, then we would not able to grant you the concession because you are not qualified for that program once you are working. But If you intend to retire and you do not have proof of pension or proof of retirement, then a notary declaration from a JP, your employer, someone that knows that you have been living abroad for the past 7 years.
But what if I have my proof of that I'm living abroad for 30 years?
Yes, what proof? Once you have a proof, you can present that. So if you have Social Security for the past 7 years, you can provide that also.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. I had someone else with their hand up. Yes, the gentleman from St. John, from Guave, representing.
I just piggyback. I have my own question. I just want to piggyback. So what if you retire in Canada, but you want to move back here and own a business? Would that be any issue? Like you're retired up there, but I'm home now, but I want to run a business and I'm not working. Would that be an issue?
No, it won't. It won't have anything to really do with the Returning National Program, because the Returning National Program is meant for persons that is returning permanently on their personal and household items. Gotcha. If you decide to have a business down here, yes, you can do that.
Okay. All right, so for my question, I live abroad, but I own a business in Grenada, and I'm trying to see from co-op what are the best options for accounts to help more with savings and investing. I'm aware of the financing options right now, but more for savings, investing, and getting maybe exposure to the Caribbean market, the stock market. Because I know there were things mentioned about bonds and getting all that exposure. So as a business owner, if I'm trying to, save and create a nest egg or something along those lines, what are those options? And also, I see on Facebook people complaining about the customer service. So if I'm in a diaspora, what are the plans to enhance customer service for all Grenadians, not just people abroad, but just in general?
Okay, thank you for the question. You have a company here. As I mentioned earlier, we have a business banking arm, which the micro, small and medium enterprises fall under. So you can be afforded, you can apply if you want in terms of investment, if you want to have an overdraft, a business loan or so, you can apply within the business banking unit or the micro, small and medium enterprise unit, and we can assess your business to assist you with any means of capital investment or anything that you want regards to your business. In terms of savings, our savings account carries a 2% interest rate, so we can, if you want to have funds on your savings, or if you want to invest in the financial instruments available on the Eastern Caribbean Security Exchange, we have a wealth management and financial services unit that can assist you in doing that. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, based on what I'm seeing, interest rates can be 3.5% to about 6.9%, but obviously it's based on your liquidity conditions. If you want to invest in short-term treasury bills, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, or we have enough time to invest in longer-term securities like bonds for 2 years, 3, 4, 5 years. All these offers are on the security exchange, so our wealth management and financial services unit can give you that advice as not a returning national, but as a person living in the diaspora and someone that has business in Grenada.
Thank you.
Okay, fine. The next question in customer service, as a financial institution, we know things do happen, but we are cognitive of sometimes the failures from time to time, yeah. We own that, but I can assure you that anything that we do, any policies that we create, we put the customer first. Yeah, we have customer care department. We are so committed to customer service as we have a customer care department that monitors all the Facebook posts, complaints, and we meet on a constant basis to try to improve our customer service. And as I mentioned, we are innovating, understanding the challenges with customer service, understanding the time that that our services take. At this point in time, our innovation is reducing that time significantly. Yeah. So, as someone that lives in the diaspora, if they have to open an account, it's sometimes you can say it's painful because you have to spend additional monies notarizing documents, sending documents down via FedEx or DHL, trying to reach the bank. But our innovation within the next few weeks, a month or two, will allow you to do that process from start to finish abroad. Yeah, you don't have to spend additional costs. You don't have to spend additional time wondering if your documents reach the bank or not, or waiting for somebody to contact you. Yeah, you'll be able to start that process abroad and complete that process abroad. Yeah, so that's being innovative and agile, understanding the needs of our customers, and then trying to improve our services, trying to improve our customer service. I can tell you we are very customer focused, and this time we are making some very transformational changes to the bank. Yeah, so that's our focus and that's our vision.
Thank you very much. I'm afraid I've been given notice that we are past time. One thing that I would recommend, bank queues, bring a book, listen to a podcast, manage your time while you're waiting. But I want to thank all of my panelists for giving such amazing insights. I definitely recommend if you have questions you want to put to them, grab them over coffee. I'm sure you're here to help, and I think you have ways to contact them, whether it's WhatsApp, email, website. There's many ways that you can start to get the information now so that you can be as prepared as possible. I'm at time.
In the fall, starting fall of 2024, I communicated with someone at Co-op Bank, got my account set up from outside of Grenada with no problem, extremely responsive, and she continues to respond to today. A few months ago, I had to send something down. I emailed her. Turns out she's no longer in that department, but she responded, she assisted, gave me additional information for the next person. So just to state that I know the customer service here is good and is no worse than outside. We do not have perfect experiences outside now.
Thank you very much. That's a nice way to wrap up the session. So, as mentioned, we are unfortunately out of time for this panel, but the panelists, as well as, of course, everybody in the room, they're going to be here. We're going to break for 15 or so minutes, and so that's a lovely opportunity for us to continue the conversations. And also remember, we have the breakout sessions later on, so it's another opportunity for us to engage face-to-face. So if you didn't get a chance to ask a question now, don't be too perturbed. If you have questions for the not the concessions, but the customs and excise division, they actually have a booth at the marketplace, so they'll be here with us all day, so I encourage you to stop by and perhaps you can find out more about the various programs available. So thank you so much for joining us for the morning session. We're going to break for 15 and we'll be back shortly.
greatness you're bringing. For diaspora homecoming, ideas, experience, all that thing. Together all are we winning, we love to see the ideas you're bringing. For diaspora homecoming, all over the globe, say we striding. Is a better nation we building. Hey. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Bring the young, the old is all our we business. We Prime Minister is a visionary man. He chatting because with the prosperous plan. Come man, experience, make connection. When you come, we spice we planting. Festival of flavors, investment round table. Tell your neighbors, homecoming is your time now. Homecoming is our time now. Grenada is our time now. We standing proud, diaspora all over the world. Friends, families, we time. We love to see the greatness you're bringing. For diaspora homecoming, ideas, experience, all that thing. Together all are we winning. We love to see the ideas you're bringing. For diaspora homecoming, all over the globe, say we striding. Is a better nation we building. Diaspora homecoming, together we winning. Diaspora homecoming, together we winning.
Welcome to Karakou, small in size, rich in spirit. As you step off the boat, you're greeted by smiling faces and warm island vibes. Your adventure begins here. Need a cozy place to stay? The Mermaid Beach Hotel has been a favorite for years. Waterfront views, clean comfort, and located in the town. In Brogles, the Roundhouse Cottages offers rustic charm with a touch of elegance. A peaceful hideaway surrounded by nature. Prefer something private? Dong Island Villas gives you space, sea breeze, and a home away from home feel. Wake up to the sound of waves and views that stretch for miles. Hungry? Start your day at Las Iguanas Cafe in Hermitage, where the aroma of fresh local breakfast fills the air. Think bakes, sawfish, and cocoa tea, all served with island hospitality. For lunch, savor local flavors at Paradise Beach Club, where Allison and her team serve up dishes that capture the essence of Caracou. Are you craving something quick and cheesy? Tina's Pizza is the local go-to spot. Hot, fresh, and always satisfying. As the sun sets, unwind with dinner at the original Slipway. Sip on a cocktail, enjoy gourmet dining by the water, and feel the calm of Caracou wrap around you. It's the perfect end to your day. Caracou is open. Hotels, restaurants, and your favorite spots are back and better than ever. We're ready to welcome you. When are you coming?
Open your eyes to a new Grenada, one that is poised to take off. A Grenada at the tip of the spear that leads into the future. Our vision for Grenada is holistic, and our actions are intended to be intentional and planned. People are the heartbeat of this nation. Our society must allow them to aspire and advance. We shall place people at the center of Vision 75 by prioritizing 5 main pillars of development that will create a prosperous and equitable society and a vibrant economy.
Health. Any vision for the future must start with our people, a healthy people. We intend to thrust the health sector to the forefront as an integral part of holistic development. The equation is quite simple. Healthy citizens equals productive citizens, and productive citizens equals more economic growth. Health is more than hospitals and clinics, and that is why we intend to create a medical ecosystem. Nestled on the border of St. George and the Virgin Parish of St. David, land has been allocated for the development of a medical campus. This campus will integrate a teaching hospital equipped with cutting-edge technology, specialist medical clinics, pharmacies, and modern retirement homes, but it is beyond staying healthy. We want to use health as the catalyst for creating a healthy economy. We intend to link healthcare with tourism and agriculture, taking advantage of our therapeutic environment and positioning our island as not only a place that offers top-notch care and medical procedures, but as a rejuvenation destination and a producer of bespoke medical products with our herbs and spices. Agriculture. A nation must be able to feed itself. Economic development is important, but it is impossible without food security. Our vision includes the revival of our agricultural sector. Imagine a Grenada able to support its citizens with local produce. Imagine a Grenada that imports less. A Grenada with our spices replanted and production restored to pre-Hurricane Ivan levels by 2035 and 2045, respectively. Imagine a Grenada where we end the exportation of raw nutmegs and cocoa, and we convert all nutmegs, maces, pericarps, and cocoa into processed and manufactured food, spices, condiments, and chocolates. Imagine a Grenada that meets the demand for fresh, locally produced chicken and end our dependence on imported chicken by 2040. A Grenada where our sons and daughters embrace careers as fisherfolks and agro-processors as their first choice occupations. In this vision, our citizens leverage these sectors to establish flourishing small and medium-sized businesses, while our tourism and healthcare industries create a substantial demand for their products.
Diaspora, homecoming, together we winning. It's your time now, homecoming is our time now. Grenada is our time now. We standing proud, diaspora all over the world. Friends, families, we time. We love to see the greatness you're bringing. For diaspora homecoming, ideas, experience all them thing. Together all are we winning. We love to see the ideas you're bringing. For diaspora homecoming, all over the globe, say we striving. Is a better nation we building. Hey. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Bring the young, the old is all our we business. We Prime Minister is a visionary man. He chatting because with the prosperous plan. Come man, experience, make connection. When you come, we spice we planting. Festival of flavors, investment round table. Tell your neighbors, homecoming is your time now. Homecoming is our time now. Grenada is our time now. We standing proud, diaspora all over the world. Friends, families, we time. We love to see the greatness you're bringing. For diaspora homecoming, ideas, experience all them thing. Together all are we winning. We love to see the ideas you're bringing. For diaspora homecoming, all over the globe, say we striving. Is a better nation we building. Diaspora homecoming, together we winning. Diaspora homecoming, diaspora homecoming, together we winning. It's your time now, homecoming is our time now. Grenada is our time now. We standing proud, diaspora all over the world. Friends, families, we time. We love to see the greatness you're bringing. For diaspora homecoming, ideas, experience all them thing. Together all are we winning. We love to see the ideas you're bringing. For diaspora homecoming, all over the globe, say we striving. Is a better nation we building. Hey. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Bring the young, the old is all our we business. We Prime Minister is a visionary man. He chatting because with the prosperous plan. Come man, experience, make connection. When you come, we spice we planting. Festival of flavors, investment round table. Tell your neighbors, homecoming is your time now. Homecoming is our time now. Grenada is our time now. We standing proud, diaspora all over the world. Friends, families, we time. We love to see the greatness you're bringing. For diaspora homecoming, ideas, experience all them thing. Together all are we winning. We love to see the ideas you're bringing. For diaspora homecoming, all over the globe, say we striving. Is a better nation we building. Diaspora homecoming, together we winning. Diaspora homecoming, together we winning.
to Caracou, small in size, rich in spirit. As you step off the boat, you're greeted by smiling faces and warm island vibes. Your adventure begins here. Need a cozy place to stay? The Mermaid Beach Hotel has been a favorite for years. Waterfront views, clean comfort, and located in the town. In Bogles, the Roundhouse Cottages offers rustic charm with a touch of elegance. A peaceful hideaway surrounded by nature. Prefer something private? Dong Island Villas gives you space, sea breeze, and a home away from home feel. Wake up to the sound of waves and views that stretch for miles. Hungry? Start your day at Las Iguanas Cafe in Hermitage, where the aroma of fresh local breakfast fills the air. Think bakes, sawfish, and cocoa tea, all served with island hospitality. For lunch, savor local flavors at Paradise Beach Club, where Allison and her team serve up dishes that capture the essence of Caracou. Are you craving something quick and cheesy? Tina's Pizza is the local go-to spot. Hot, fresh, and always satisfying. As the sun sets, unwind with dinner at the original Slipway. Sip on a cocktail, enjoy gourmet dining by the water, and feel the calm of Caracou wrap around you. It's the perfect end to your day. Caracou is open. Hotels, restaurants, and your favorite spots are back and better than ever. We're ready to welcome you. When are you coming?
Open your eyes to a new Grenada, one that is poised to take off. A Grenada at the tip of the spear that leads into the future. Our vision for Grenada is holistic, and our actions are intended to be intentional and planned. People are the heartbeat of this nation. Our society must allow them to aspire and advance. We shall place people at the center of Vision 75 by prioritizing 5 main pillars of development that will create a prosperous and equitable society and a vibrant economy.
Health. Any vision for the future must start with our people, a healthy people. We intend to thrust the health sector to the forefront as an integral part of holistic development. The equation is quite simple. Healthy citizens equals productive citizens, and productive citizens equals more economic growth. Health is more than hospitals and clinics, and that is why we intend to create a medical ecosystem. Nestled on the border of St. George and the Virgin Parish of St. David, land has been allocated for the development of a medical campus. This campus will integrate a teaching hospital equipped with cutting-edge technology, specialist medical clinics, pharmacies, and modern retirement homes, but it is beyond staying healthy. We want to use health as the catalyst for creating a healthy economy. We intend to link healthcare with tourism and agriculture, taking advantage of our therapeutic environment and positioning our island as not only a place that offers top-notch care and medical procedures, but as a rejuvenation destination and a producer of bespoke medical products with our herbs and spices. Agriculture. A nation must be able to feed itself. Economic development is important, but it is impossible without food security. Our vision includes the revival of our agricultural sector. Imagine a Grenada able to support its citizens with local produce. Imagine a Grenada that imports less. A Grenada with our spices replanted and production restored to pre-Hurricane Ivan levels by 2035 and 2045, respectively. Imagine a Grenada where we end the exportation of raw nutmegs and cocoa, and we convert all nutmegs, maces, pericarps, and cocoa into processed and manufactured food, spices, condiments, and chocolates. Imagine a Grenada that meets the demand for fresh, locally produced chicken and end our dependence on imported chicken by 2040. A Grenada where our sons and daughters embrace careers as fisherfolks and agro-processors as their first choice occupations. In this vision, our citizens leverage these sectors to establish flourishing small and medium-sized businesses, while our tourism and healthcare industries create a substantial demand for their products.
Diaspora, homecoming, together, we winning. It's your time now, homecoming is our time now. Grenada is our time now. We standing proud, diaspora all over the world. Friends, families, we time, we love to see the greatness you're bringing. For diaspora homecoming, ideas, experience all that thing. Together all are we winning, we love to see the ideas you're bringing. For diaspora homecoming, all over the globe, say we striding. Is a better nation we building. Hey. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Bring the young, the old is all our we business. We Prime Minister is a visionary man. He chatting because with the prosperous plan. Come man, experience, make connection. When you come, we spice we planting. Festival of flavors, investment round table. Tell your neighbors, homecoming is your time now. Homecoming is our time now. Grenada is our time now. We standing proud, diaspora all over the world. Friends, families, we time. We love to see the greatness you're bringing. For diaspora homecoming, ideas, experience all that thing. Together all are we winning. We love to see the ideas you're bringing. For diaspora homecoming, all over the globe, say we striding. Is a better nation we building. Diaspora homecoming, together we winning. Diaspora homecoming, diaspora homecoming, together we winning. It's your time now, homecoming is our time now. Grenada is our time now. We standing proud, diaspora all over the world. Friends, families, we time. We love to see the greatness you're bringing. For diaspora homecoming, ideas, experience all that thing. Together all are we winning. We love to see the ideas you're bringing. For diaspora homecoming, all over the globe, say we striding. Is a better nation we building. Hey. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Bring the young, the old is all our we business. We Prime Minister is a visionary man. He chatting because with the prosperous plan. Come man, experience, make connection. When you come, we spice we planting. Festival of flavors, investment round table. Tell your neighbors, homecoming is your time now. Homecoming is our time now. Grenada is our time now. We standing proud, diaspora all over the world. Friends, families, we time. We love to see the greatness you're bringing. For diaspora homecoming, ideas, experience all that thing. Together all are we winning. We love to see the ideas you're bringing. For diaspora homecoming, all over the globe, say we striding. Is a better nation we building. Diaspora homecoming, together we winning. Diaspora homecoming, together we winning.
Welcome to Caracou, small in size, rich in spirit. As you step off the boat, you're greeted by smiling faces and warm island vibes. Your adventure begins here. Need a cozy place to stay? The Mermaid Beach Hotel has been a favorite for years. Waterfront views, clean comfort, and located in the town. In Bogles, the Roundhouse Cottages offers rustic charm with a touch of elegance. A peaceful hideaway surrounded by nature. Prefer something private? Dong Island Villas gives you space, sea breeze, and a home away from home feel. Wake up to the sound of waves and views that stretch.
We want to continue the discussions on the return home. This time we're going to talk diaspora investment. I'm going to share a little bit of the experience of some of our returning nationals, many of whom, as I mentioned this morning, I'm very proud of because they've been doing great things, inspiring things amongst us here in nonprofits as well as in their entrepreneurial endeavors. And so we're going to unpack a bit of that in session number 2. So I'd like to introduce you to our panel as they make their way forward. Let's give them a lusty round of applause. A lustier one than the one this morning, yeah? And we're going to begin with Mr. Ron Beard. He is the manufacturer, Caribbean Rums. So I wanted to say something. I'm going to leave that. We'll talk afterwards. We also have with us Miss Elo Aiken. She's the managing director at Island Wipes. And as she makes her way forward, I'll tell you a little secret. My wife, I introduced my wife to Island Wipes, Island Pure Wipes. And personally, I love it. I just had my first daughter. So I wanted to switch to that rather than the outside brands, right? So I love the price. I love the packaging. My wife doesn't like the size. So guess what? When I went to the marketplace yesterday, I saw that they have the bigger ones. Yeah? So you know what that means? All of you are going to help me because wifey's going to come pick me up later. When she comes, you are going to help me convince her that we switch in to the bigger size. Excellent. And our next panelist represents Range Development, right, in St. David, home of Dick and Mitchell, as well as Russell John. So thank you so much. Please welcome Siobhan Lloyd. Ladies and gentlemen, leading our discussion, our moderator for this morning is none other than the Ambassador for Inward Investment. Please welcome Candice Douglas.
What time are we? Good morning, everyone. We also have one more panelist this morning. We saved the best for last, Mr. Junior George. Good morning. I hope you guys had an amazing coffee break. Now, we're going to take a different tone with this panel. As Grenadians, we all know that it's very easy to talk about the complications, the obstacles, the things that we run into. I think the play this morning highlighted that beautifully. As the diaspora, we come back, and a lot of the times we get caught up in how different things are, and we forget to appreciate the reason why we came home to begin with. But that's really going to be the tone for this panel. to remind us why we're coming home, why we're needed to be home, and the benefits and the opportunities of coming home. But before we start, we'll start with Elo has a bit of a presentation that she wants to share, and then I'll introduce the rest and we'll start this panel.
Thank you very much. I'll stand up, and I think I should go over and stand over here.
Wherever's easiest for you.
Yes. Okay. All right, so good morning. Is it still morning? Where are we? Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So my name is Elo Akin, and I'm the founder of Island Pure Wipes. We're going to have a great panel discussion, but I wanted to say that you could probably tell from my accent that I lived in England for many, many years. So I've come back to Grenada and I've set up this business, and I'm just going to give you a little bit about the success story of Island Pure Wipes, and I say that with immense joy and immense pride. So let's cue the presentation. Button? Yes. All right. So when So when I started Island Pure Wipes in 2023, at the time, I did not know that there wasn't any other wipes manufacturer in the entire Caribbean. So I put this particular slide up there, and I want all of us to just take a moment and just think about what that says. It says there that we are the Caribbean's #1 wipes brand, made right here in Grenada. So that is a statement that we take across the region and beyond. And I want to sort of go through my slides to inspire anyone who is thinking about coming back to Grenada to say that there are opportunities here that we can tap into. I'm just going to cue on the next one. Hopefully this works. I think he's going to play it.
0.5% pure water with no harsh chemicals. Soft, soothing. Introducing Island Pure Wipes. 99.5% pure water with no harsh chemicals. Soft, soothing, and gentle for your baby's delicate skin, and perfectly pH balanced for your intimate freshness. Island Pure's hospital-grade disinfectant wipes are food safe, suitable for all surfaces, and kill 99.9% of germs. Feeling hot or sticky, or just need a quick freshen up? Island Pure refreshing wipes are cooling, deliciously moisturizing, and leave your skin soft and smooth. Stay fresh wherever you go. Made in Grenada for our Caribbean community. What are you waiting for? Get yours now. Available to buy nationwide.
You can watch that in any adverts that you see in Canada, the US, the UK, wherever it is you are. Every aspect of that video is Grenadian. So the voice, the people who recorded the video, the actors in the video, and obviously the wipes. So we do have the quality standards here to actually create and manufacture to an international standard. So that is the message behind that. I'm not actually here to sell the wipes. I'm actually here to sell a message that the quality is here. So we are the only brand in the Caribbean that can make the statements that we are catering for the entire range of wipes. And I do this presentation to distributors across the region. So whether it is in Jamaica or in Trinidad, you know, I just got back from the BVI. And anywhere I go and I say, oh, we've got wipes, everybody initially is like, oh, go away, you know, more wipes, we've got wipes already. And I literally have to fight my way to get in the door. But once I'm in the door and I present this, immediately the response is, wow, from Grenada? Wow, what quality. So I really want to give this presentation before we start the panel discussion to encourage anyone who is thinking about investing in Grenada. It's not just about, oh, I'm bringing money into Grenada, but it's actually we can produce to a quality and international quality and standard. So I'm not going to go through slide by slide, but if we move on to the next one, again, it's just giving that visual representation. So I'll do it myself. I think I'm meant to do it myself. So we have 6 product lines and growing. We're in 6 CARICOM countries and growing. Quality is undisputed. We're using premium purified water and premium international standard chemicals in our wipes as well, so to make sure that any time we showcase what it is that we're doing in Grenada, people are not just thinking, oh, it's from Grenada. We're talking about a product that's to international standards. We also have a strap line that is made in Grenada for our Caribbean community. And the message I want to give there is that as you think about coming home, think about Grenada. Obviously, we're homegrown and we want to be successful here, and our customers here have been amazing. The sport we've got here has been amazing. But also think about the region. There's a region out there who is actually, I lose count of the number of times that I speak to somebody and they're like, oh, do you have any nutmeg spray? So I don't know if anyone wants to make nutmeg spray, but people are interested to hear from us and to see that there is regional growth and expansion going on. I'm just going to quickly just cue on. So I want to final slide. I just want to say that Island Pure Wipes is proof that Caribbean manufacturing is not only possible, it can thrive. We can create quality product, like I said. We've created jobs within Grenada and hopefully growing as well. And we also want to elevate the Made in Grenada brand. So what we're doing is actually saying that in Grenada we can produce quality, and as I go out to the region and beyond, we want to give that message that Grenada is capable of producing the quality of products that is to an international standard. So what does that take? You heard earlier on from the panel earlier on, and there was a lady here, I don't know if she's still here, from Customs. She's actually the comptroller at Customs, and she said that, Customs are friends. And I can testify to that. So we get concessions to bring in our manufacturing equipment. Obviously, it's a process to go through, but we succeeded. We also have to have CARICOM certification in order to export our products. And there was a process to go through. Customs had to come and inspect the factory to make sure we're actually producing the goods here. And we got the certification. And I can testify to the fact that actually all the different government agencies and departments are working towards supporting the business environment. There's always a process to go through. I think I heard earlier on, we know there could be improvements to the process, but that goes to any process. I mean, like I said, I'm from England, and trust me, anyone from England here knows that it's not exactly great over there either. Okay. So it's the business. I'll find that the government of Grenada is pro-business. I've received enormous support, and if I need to sort of have got challenges in any sort of country that I need to sort of reach out, I lose count of the number of times an ambassador has said to me, oh, let's put your products in the Canadian embassy, or let's put your products in, whatever embassy you are. So the government is very, very supportive. And we also have the infrastructure as well to support what we're doing. Clearly, we are making these gorgeous wipes in Grenada. So I'm going to stop there. I thought I had more time. I can see my moderator giving me a little bit of a look on there. So I'm just going to go back and just leave the presentation. Well, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm just going to stop there. So. Thank you.
Thank you, and we really appreciate that. Yesterday we heard from the PM and many others about the importance of the diaspora and the integral part you play in Vision 75. I think this panel here today exemplifies that. The people here on the panel today are prime examples of what is possible when great ideas meet the fertile soil of Grenada. Ron, I think we should start with you. I really want to know, and I think what would help is to hear about the story of what first connected you with Grenada, and at what point did Grenada change from just a place to an opportunity?
All right, so good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Ron Beard. I'm the managing director and co-founder of Ron Beard Rum and Pandy Beach House here in Grenada. So my connection to the Southern Caribbean, Grenada, is personal. My grandparents on my mother's side are Grenadian. My grandparents on my father's side are Tobagonian. I also have a professional background as an architect. So I look at investment through both emotional and a practical lens. Land, buildings, design, movement, customer experience, and how people actually use a space. I've since moved back to Grenada and now building in rum, hospitality, tourism, and food and beverage space. I also want to say clearly that this was not built by me alone. My partner Roxanne has been central to this journey. From planning and daily decisions to operations, customer experience, staffing, and execution. This has taken both of us. Any honest version of this story has to credit her role in helping build Ron Beard Rum and Pandy Beach House. Today's today's discussion is about the diaspora and sharing the experience. That is important because investing often sounds clean from the outside. From the inside, it's much messier. It is not about coming home with money or a good idea. It is about property, construction, approvals, concessions, taxes, importation, staffing, supply chains, cash flow, customer service, and a daily discipline required to keep a business moving. This is where Ron Beard Rum and Pandy Beach House came from. Ron Beard Rum started in 2021 with a focus on handcrafted rum liqueurs and rum experiences rooted in Grenadian fruit, spices, culture, and place. Through Pandy Beach House, Roxanne and I are developing a beachfront destination that brings together rum tastings, food, beverage, hospitality, and small batch rum production. But the story is not only the product. The real story is the chain behind it. We source fruit and spices locally. We interact with farmers, vendors at the market. We import equipment and packaging where needed. We train staff, we build systems, we deal with construction, licensing, stock control, quality control, and daily pressure of delivering a consistent customer experience. This is what diaspora investment looks like when it becomes real economic activity. One of the biggest lessons I have learned is that emotions can bring you home, but emotions cannot run the business. You need numbers, you need patience, you need local advice. You need to understand the cost of operating here in Grenada. You need to know what customers will actually pay for and not what you hope they will pay. The second lesson is that you can build only for tourists, that you cannot build only for tourists, sorry. If locals do not respect what you are building, visitors will eventually feel that. A strong Grenadian business has to make sense to the local market and the visitor market. The third lesson is that the customer experience is the business. The product matters. Both the full experiment matters, experience matters just as much. They welcome the service, the settings, the cleanliness, the speed, the music, the glassware, the story, and whether people leave feeling that their time and money were respected. The fourth lesson is to start lean and test fast. Do not overbuild. The market proves the idea. You have to test that before. Start with the smallest version that can teach you the truth. Then improve, reinvest, and scale based on what customers actually respond to. The fifth lesson is that local relationships matter. You cannot operate successfully from a distance with assumptions. You need to understand how things move on the ground, who supplies what, who can deliver, what approvals take time, where the hidden costs are, and where real opportunities are. So for us, a story is not theory. My advice to anyone in the diaspora considering investments in Grenada is simple. Come home seriously. Do not come only with nostalgia. Come home with a plan, realistic numbers, respect for the local environment, and the willingness to be hands-on.
Thank you so much. Well, given that presentation, I don't need to ask you any more questions. We're going to go move down to Siobhan, who is Grenadian at heart. She has worked with range developers over many years and this is what the third island you've been with? Or the second?
We have developed luxury hotels in 3 of the 5 islands that have citizenship by investment programs.
Absolutely.
But Grenada is our favorite because we have more than one development here in Grenada.
Absolutely. Can you talk to us a little bit about what were some of those determining factors of choosing Grenada? We know that Grenada is home to you now, and you're a Grenadian at heart, but for range,
yes,
what made Grenada attractive?
Range Developments, we are a luxury hotel developer. We've been in the Caribbean since 2012. My role as legal consultant means that I get involved with all aspects of the development. So I was the first to move to Grenada and navigate the landscape. And like Colin Francis said on the previous panel, building relationships is very important. And we have been able to successfully build relationships with the key players that has allowed us to develop the Virgin Parish of St. David. I think we need to find a new name for St. David because it's no longer the Virgin Parish. Because we now have 2 luxury hotels there, and we are constructing 94 luxury apartments that would make that's an option for you guys in the diaspora to invest, to return home, to come back to island life, island living. So we, as the developer, we have taken the stress out of the construction for you. You know, building in the Caribbean is not easy. We've taken that stress away from you. We know how to build in the Caribbean. We build at a very high standard. We build hurricane-grade construction materials. So we are offering, right next to 2 luxury properties in Las Vegas, the Six Senses Resort, which opened 2 years ago, and the Intercontinental Resort, which is under construction and is opening in November, 120 keys. Right next to that, we have 10 buildings, 3 floors, 94 apartments, a mix of 2-bedroom apartments, 1-bedroom apartments, and studios. Ranging, the studios start at $330,000 US, not $330, $330,000 US. The 2 beds start at $550,000 US, and the 1 bed start at $330,000 US. So for those of you who want to come home and get a turnkey property, you don't have to worry about a thing. You open that door, you have your apartment, it's furnished, you have the option to manage, you have the option to rent it. Joel on the previous panel spoke about what real estate means to to each individual. So you have the person who wants to return home and live permanently. You have a young entrepreneur who's come into some money and wants to use the property as a real estate investment. So that is an option as well. So we really have catered to the individual who wants to come home and experience island living in a luxurious location, the best location in Grenada, and with access to amenities to luxury properties. So if you need any information, we are at the marketplace, and there are brochures, and you can check out our website, and yeah, let me know. I see so many faces. Hi, a lot of you came and did the tour to see our properties, and I know you loved it, and you will be coming to stay. And I'll invite everybody to the opening in November. But yeah, tell your friends and tell your family who are ready to come home, ready to invest, that the Las Vegas collection that's been developed by Range Developments is a possible option.
Thank you, Siobhan. Now, Junior George. Fellow New Yorker. Now, I know you came back to Grenada, and originally you started with journalism and telecoms, and now you've branched out into rideshare. Speak to us a bit about what it was that made Grenada seem as a place that you can continue to expand your business and the opportunities that you saw once you moved here.
Thank you, and I'm very delighted to be on this platform here, seeing so much familiar faces. Well, first of all, I always had a passion for transportation, and as I said, even when I started to ride along, the whole concept was transportation. Yeah. I used to sit in my car and do the show, so it was all transportation from the beginning. So it only made sense after many years of working closely with Uber in New York, helping advance on some of their platforms and customer service. I had a company that contracted with Uber for over 7 years. And after pitching to the company to expand into the Caribbean, Grenada to be exact, they never really saw the potential in doing so. So basically, I saw and I knew that a rideshare is something that is essential for a growing economy, a growing marketplace like Grenada. So we basically been working on this project in advancing transportation through rideshare for the past 7 years, looking at all the different areas and how it would impact, and try to make and build something that is unique to Grenada. We launched last year, and it has been tremendous, just as expected, but not losing track of where I'm from. I'm from Ladigue, Richmond, Union, that area, and we want to make that accessible to everyone, not only folks in the South. Sorry, the folks in the South. It's not only for the South. It's for every part of Grenada. So we've implemented options on the rideshare app that folks in Grenville, folks in Lassages, I mean everywhere could access. And so it was a passion. And to see sometimes when you get the calls that, you know, this has really changed my life, the parents or the mother or the sister or the elderly person who late at night can't find a taxi, but they could find a driver on the app, and they come back and they're so grateful that 2 o'clock in the morning they could get a taxi. Yeah. You know, I think that's gratifying for me.
Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, all of you have been here and working for quite some time, and I think what's helpful for people that are thinking of coming home is to understand what were some of the conditions or support systems that you thought were critical in the growth of your businesses.
All right, for us, the number one, concessions also, that was a main player in it. Then learning the market, the economy here, and seeing how connections also with locals, sourcing fruits, that kind of thing. And it was, yeah, this is the thing, you have to learn the market, networking and stuff, because that is a big also player, because you may be thinking you're getting a supplier at this end, and then you realize the supplier is not consistent, that he said it could produce 100 cocoa balls in a month, then you see when you get in 5. So then you have to then switch around and try to get other suppliers and stuff. So I think, yeah, so it's those along those lines.
Right. So would you say that government and community were
definitely
the most important?
Definitely.
What would you say, Elo?
I would say that the regional reach for us was very, very important. So when I decided to actually start to make stuff, so I'm an accountant, so I was in services, and I thought I didn't want to, talk anymore. I wanted to actually make something. It was very, very important that we could make it on the basis that we could actually reach out to the region. And I want to, again, encourage everyone. It's obviously there are challenges, as we know, and these challenges are all over the world. But we hear anecdotally that, shipping is a little bit of a problem, and how do you get your stuff to St. Vincent and to Trinidad, etc. But we are doing it one island at a time. We're actually finding a boat that's going, across the region. So the regional part is something I want to encourage everyone to think about. So be based here, this is homegrown, but there's a regional market there within the CARICOM that you can get to as well.
And then the manufacturing piece with getting all of your supplies in and now having that reach regionally, how was that process for you?
Yeah, so getting in our equipment in and all of that, I think I mentioned earlier on, we had to go through GIDC to get our concessions. That was great. We're actually going through a second round of application for concessions because we want to build a factory at the moment. So we have to go through a phase 2 of that. And I have to say that, it was an efficient process. I think on the panel earlier on, you need to have your documentation. And if there's something that we like in Grenada, we do like paper, okay? So don't try to avoid that. Whatever is on the list that's required, make sure you get the list. And take your time, so you need to go to the Inland Revenue, get your registration, NIS, get your registration. Just keep going. Everything on the list there is actually achievable. So yes, so we got concessions from the GIDC, obviously registered, CAIPO. I've been to all the government departments, and if anybody has any questions afterwards, for me as to what I did and where I went and how I went about it, I'll be available all afternoon. So yes, we went through the entire, and the support is there.
Right. And then with range, Siobhan, what is the feedback that you're hearing from the diaspora at this point? I know that you mentioned community and being able to have that turnkey solution. I know for myself, coming from New York, I think those options are going to be key for the island going forward. But are you hearing that with your current applicants and people that are coming to check out the property with the last suggest?
So our business is citizenship by investment, and what we've noticed, why we got into building apartments, what we noticed that our investors who made the primary investment eventually wanted to make a secondary investment, because the primary investment is a share in one of our luxury hotels. So they were looking to purchase homes and properties on the island because they've come to love Grenada. So when we realized that there was this secondary market for our clients, we also noticed that there's a large number of Grenadians living outside of Grenada who are ready to come home, and our business is based on referrals. So we already have Grenadians who have purchased apartments and are referring us to other Grenadians who are interested in purchasing the apartments for whatever reason, be it to come home to retire, to come to invest and everything. So we are already looking at building another block of studio apartments only. So when we first started, the project was only 2 beds. When we realized what the market was requesting, we made amendments to the design, and now we offer in 1 beds and studios. So there's a lot of interest there. Las Vegas is a beautiful location. People who know Grenada or from St. David, we've really transformed that 60 acres of land on that beach, and it's a wonderful place to live. And I would encourage anybody who's ready to make that investment to come home. No matter how long we've been outside of our island home, we are island people to heart. I have lived in Dubai, I've lived in London. Yes, things may be more efficient, but the quality of life we have in the Caribbean, you cannot beat that. So I think it's so important to have a piece of your home and make an investment. We have, great options here. Ours being one of the better ones, though.
It's true. I think that oftentimes when we think about investment, we think in financial terms, but we forget that it's really that lived experience. What we get, the quality of life. We talk about customer service, but it's really the pace of things is what we moved here for. We wanted to get out of the rat race. We wanted things to slow down. That, especially right now at this time, I think the geopolitical state of the world. Right?
Exactly. We're in one of the safest spots of the world.
Right, you just want to be safe.
Grenada is one of the safest countries in the world.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so I want everyone on the panel to really talk to that. I think that's always, for everyone that has on this panel has moved here from someplace else. so they can understand that more. The lived experience of making the decisions that you've made to come and be in Grenada and grow your business.
I think one of the major beneficiary of coming back home and building your business is the gratification that you feel.
Yes.
Like the best. I remember that experience. One time we took a group, because we also do tours as well. So we took a group and they wanted to go to Ladigue. And I'm from Ladigue. I'm like, yo. So it was lovely taking them in my backyard on an ATV tour. And that pride that you feel by having folks from Sandals who came from all over the world and they're in Grenada here, it's just that pride. You know, you can't pay for that. It's that feeling. But let me say this, for anyone considering bringing or doing business in Grenada, the process, well, let's put it like this. There is a process. You have to put in time. You cannot remote control, manage a business from abroad if you don't step on the soil, go through all the different aspects of things. Compliance is important. Grenada is very formal in terms of the compliance. The GIDCs, the tax compliance, the NIS compliance. It may seem as if it's difficult or a daunting task, but it's important, right? And some people may say, well, I want to run this business, but I want to sit in New York and do this. You cannot do this. It's going to be very difficult for you. Hence the reason why, you know, I just moved here, and I'm here making sure that I get it done. All the things that needs to be done. So this is what you need to do. Start a business here, you'll feel the pride, you'll feel the love, you'll feel the admiration. Invest your time, get compliant, and trust me, there is a lot of opportunities here in Grenada that everyone could take advantage of.
Agreed.
Yeah. I was just going to add to that and say something that I think was been mentioned this entire morning, and that is relationships here. I particularly love the fact that people know who I am, you know. For those of you who live in the US or Canada or UK, you know, let me talk to UK, you walk into Tesco. I go into Tesco now in England and I'm looking for somebody to say hi to. And there's no one to say hi to, you know, no one knows, no cares. Whereas here, we all know who we are. And, you know, I come into an event like this and I'm like, hi. You know, and it's fantastic. So to me, the relationships that you cultivate here are warm, you know, they're friendly, everyone's interested, and all of that, and that to me is key. And again, I'm just going to repeat myself again, but I'm building those relationships as well across the region, you know, as well, which is also fantastic. So that means I get to St. Lucia now, you know, and I know somebody, you know, from a business perspective now, and, you know, you go out for dinner, and again, and so it goes. And even if you're coming to retire as well, and, you know, there's a jazz festival, there's music festivals, there's carnivals, you know, and things like that across the region as well as in Grenada. So there's a quality, there's a richness to your life here in the Caribbean that you do not get in the diaspora.
Beautifully said. How has the lived experience been for you, Ron? I actually met Ron right around the time that I moved here, him and his partner, Roxanne. It was 2021, it was COVID. And so for me, I remember seeing Ron Beard Rum start. I remember it was when he was coming and giving us all samples, and we're like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful, right? It tastes so good. I think I bought a bottle from my mother, right, in your first months of producing, and to see the progress, to see how you guys have gone from what started off as just a project between, you know, two lovebirds grow into Ron Beard Rums. I remember when you started to have them being delivered on carry bites, and then to see that expand into Pandy Beach has been a beautiful journey, and I think that just attests to Grenada is fertile soil. It really is. It is such a beautiful place to do business. I thought I was going to be here for a year 1 year. And 6 years later, I'm still here because I can't imagine a more beautiful place to raise my son. I always say, you know, the things we can complain about everything, but safety and quality of life and community, partnership, and like you said, like Junior just said, the sense of purpose. Like every accomplishment that you have and everything that you do feels so much more meaningful. There's a depth to it because it's ours. It's our home, you know? It feels good, and it just feels like we're opening more doors for more of us to do the same and to do what inspires you. And I just want to say, I congratulate you and Roxanne, but I want you to speak a little bit about, you know, how that journey has been for you guys.
Yeah, the journey was a lot of patience, ups and downs and stuff, but we believed in the product, seeing the responses from everyone, as you said, tasting and stuff. We actually started off in my uncle's kitchen in Gulf Coast and testing there, and he would see me doing all the stuff and asking, what am I doing and stuff. So I'm trying to make this rum liqueur or do this and stuff. So it evolved from kitchen. Then we started to import equipment, got concessions, and I said, all right, we're getting somewhere. We then submitted, we said, you know what, let's see if everyone is not just talk and taste. So we saw the World Liquor Awards in the UK. We said, let's send 3 bottles up. And they all won. We got 3 gold awards and a silver. So Grenada won as a country. Then we got gold awards for taste and stuff. So we said, all right, well, we know what we're doing. Let's now invest money more into it. So we went to Co-op Bank, told them what this is, everything flowed, and we said, all right, let's start and do this. And so, yeah, it was history after that. We just kept going and believing in ourselves and what the product was.
Grenada's open for business. These 4 can attest to that. But I do want to leave some time, because I'm sure there's people in the audience that may have questions on the manufacturing, on real estate, and or, you know, ride share, or any other business models that you are thinking of, that maybe these panelists can give you some feedback on what their journey has been and things that you can avoid or things that you should run towards. If anyone has any questions. Mr. Guav.
So first things first, as someone who grew up in Grenada and see business persons thriving, I want to say you guys are all an inspiration to myself and to probably many others here. I'm also looking to move back home, working hard. It's a long...
What's stopping you?
Sorry?
What's stopping you?
I have a goal, I have a plan. We're in stage 4 of a 10-year plan right now. So one thing that you did say is that you have to be here as a business owner to get things going. And I fully understand what you're saying, and patience is a virtue also. For my question specifically is, I didn't catch your name because I came in from redevelopment.
Siobhan Lloyd, yes, Siobhan.
Ms. Siobhan, we will speak afterwards because I have a personal question, but one question I have is, if I own a piece of land and I want to get into the hospitality section, does Range Development have any type of services that could assist us with developing something, not just hotels, but apartments and other services that we could get into?
Unfortunately, we don't offer that as a service, but I'm sure I would love to introduce you to my boss, Kamal Shiada, who is a visionary, who could see a parcel of land and just know what it could look like. So I could introduce you to some people on our team and see what comes out of that.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? Minister Andel.
Whoever said this, Mike, I'm only 6 feet taller. Good morning.
Good morning.
As people who have been through the process from A to Z, what, and if you cannot answer it now, no problem, but something to think on, advice would you give to the government of Grenada, particularly to the GIDC and any other entity that you have to go through to start a business from scratch, with a view towards streamlining the process, speeding up things without losing efficiency and so on?
Well, let me take that.
I'll be next.
Let me stretch on that one, boy. Now, first, let me commend the government for making it conducive, right? And I think the government should be applauded for that. Yes. However, I think there are so many red tapes, and it's not particularly, I don't think it's particularly the government's fault, but I think that there are a lot of sectors within administrating the process of starting a business. Like, for instance, sometime you may go to GIDC, or sometime you have to go to the port, and the person that's responsible for signing a signature is out on lunch, or out for the week, or out for the month.
On leave.
And that just slows you down. Because the thing about it is, and we all could attest to this, right? A lot of us came from this kind of fast moving, and it's happening. And sometimes you have to go to the port, and you have to leave the port and go to customs to get a stamp. Why can't you have a stamp there at that location so that you don't have to go through all of those things just to get one thing done? I think there's too many obstacles.
Too many steps.
Too many steps, too many stops. Yeah. And I also think GIDC, I've worked with them, I've bumped heads with them, and I love them, but I have to continue to work with them. So I hope they don't take this personal, but I think that a lot more needs to be done to streamline that process. All right. I think there could even be more concessions, not only for big businesses who have millions of dollars to invest. Because a lot of us coming in with not the the millions of dollars investment, some of us are coming in with a lot less than that. And I think that the focus, it seems like the bigger businesses that comes in with the $1 million, $1 billion, and they get more of the assistance than folks like myself. You know, so I think that needs to be looked at. But hey, GIDC, love the process. I don't know if you guys want to input anything else on it. That's just part of mine.
Okay, so as a representative of a big business, I could tell you we have the same sort of issues. But again, it's about building relationships. And I think something we have to come to terms with in the Caribbean is we are a bit anti-change. So if we've been doing something one way for the last 30 years, we think that's the only way it could get done. So you could get from A to Z without going through all the letters of the alphabet. Like he said, why should I go for a driver's license for a citizen and the stamp that needs to go with the payment is not available at traffic department? So I think we have to look at ways to make the process more seamless, not taking anything away from it. And we've seen the improvements, you know, making inland revenue payments, renewing your driver's license online, getting a police record online. Very seamless, very easy. There's room for that. And, you know, just making use of technology. We should be able to do so much more on our phones and on our computers. We shouldn't have to be standing in line to do a lot of the things. So I think what Grenada and the government could be more mindful of, Minister, is making the process as seamless as possible. because especially with people who want to come home, who are used to things working a little more efficiently, it can frustrate the process. You have to have, what's the local dialect? You have to have belly, you understand, to do business in the Caribbean. So it would be nice if things, and the left hand spoke to the right hand. So if I'm dealing with more than one ministry, for example, Ministry of Agriculture should know that what Ministry of Tourism approved, right? So just that more interconnectivity, that more efficiency. I know the Prime Minister early in the term spoke about getting rid of paper. We still use so much paper, and it takes up a lot of time. So if we could just make the process less cumbersome and more seamless, I think it would make a huge difference. But we have the same experiences. But again, relationships. The good thing too about being in the islands, I could pick up the phone and make a call and say, Lordo, I need this, help me out, help my job, help me look good. And in fairness, people do help out a lot. So yeah, that's what I have to say.
Yeah, relationships are definitely key here. I think everyone can speak to that. Anything else that you want to add, Eva?
Yeah, so I was just first of all going to just say that, I don't know whether it's your department, sir, forgive me, but first of all, the inland revenue is now online. I mean, that's amazing. We actually can submit our stuff online. I mean, fantastic. So we are moving forward. I think very specifically, you asked a very specific question, and I'm going to give you a very specific suggestion. And then we have a digital transformation project that's ongoing, so I'm sure the intention is to try and get everything. But I think specifically any department at the moment, any department that gives us a piece of paper to go away and retype something back on, I think we can do that literally in a week's time, right? So whatever that piece of paper is, put it in an email. Just email us the piece of paper rather than giving us a physical piece of paper. So I think we can implement that without waiting for digital transformation. I know I'm sure there's a long-term plan, but there's some very quick things, so no more paper to give me. Email me the paper. If that makes sense.
Do you have anything to add, Ron?
Yes, so it's on GIDC and concessions, and I would like to say I too love GIDC, but some of the things with concessions, when you, as a smaller business starting up, and you apply for concessions and you have a master list, you are not, what I can say, you don't know all the equipment that you need, you don't know all the things, so you would create this list and then realize, I need to add this on, I need to do this, I need to do that, so, and then you have to go back to them and request this, and they're like, this is not on your master list. This is not on. So we recently brought in a mini still to start to do tours for the tourist season to show the entire process. And that new still was not on our master list. So when we applied to get it added on, they were like, this sounds like a whole new venture that send back in financials, how many employees you have, how many, so that just deterred us. So, and then I brought in it still without any concessions because it was on the port. So those kind of challenges is what I think needs to be looked at. For growing businesses, starting up concessions and adding on different things, editing and modifying the list.
Okay.
So.
Well, all of these things, as all of you guys know, Grenada is a work in progress. These aren't enough reasons to deter you. These are just things that, with more of us coming home, we can help to grow faster, grow more efficient, and do it together. Because this is, why take your skills and add value to another country when you know home needs so much more. Grenada needs all of you. They need all of us. And whether you're coming home and it's human capital, whether it's coming home and starting a business, whether it's coming home and, whether it's just sending money, but we just all have to be involved. This is a pivotal time for Grenada, and we've seen what has happened to other islands when the diaspora doesn't get involved. Grenada is pure Grenada for a reason, and we want to make sure that Grenada stays Grenadian. So that can only happen if we are involved in the growth. But before we depart today, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you. We have one other question.
Hi, I don't know if it's a question, but I'm hearing you say relationships. It's called that. I guess it's for some people, okay? Because in 2021, I started a nonprofit company to distribute supplies and books and PDs for teachers and sponsor kids for the uniform and the books. We are in 2026 and I've been writing emails that goes into a black hole somewhere that nobody responds to. Not the Ministry of Ed, not anybody, because I guess I don't have that relationship. I don't know who to talk to. Okay? You come to the port, I paid $2,600 US this year to ship 4 pallets with about 300 boxes of supplies for schools and teachers, and nothing to do with me. No one would help me. And then you get to the port and they give you a concession letter in April that nobody could find when you get to the port. So I'm on the port from 8 until they close at 4 p.m. No concession letter. I have to go back the next day to claim my stuff on the port, $1,500 that I have to pay for again for something that is not mine. I'm giving it away. So I spent over about 20 to 30,000 US from 2021 to now shipping stuff to give away all over Grenada. I do PDs for teachers by myself. I do summer academy by myself. I distribute book bags with supplies in Grenville, Guave, Loreto School, Central School, Anglican School, Grand Royce School. The compound in Grenville, River Road, I did Wesley College PD, Victoria, one person, just me, okay? I do all this by myself, and nobody in the government of Grenada has ever once helped me do anything, nothing at all. I don't want recognition. I just don't want to pay when I get to the port after I pay 3,000 US to send the thing every year since 2021. I'm doing a summer academy up in Wester Hall beginning next week. Crochet, latch hook, embroidery. I send down sewing machines, printer. Anything you could think of, I have it. I get no help from the government of Grenada. I think when you're doing something for free, nobody helps. They look for people who have money and who is coming in with stuff. I do this for free by myself. And I don't know who to talk to because nobody ever reaches back. I've been sending the same email since 2021. I would like to know where it goes. Not even a got it. Nobody writes back. Nobody says anything. So I just want some type of, I don't know, something. I don't want to pay when I get to the port. You say adopt a school. I have 300 boxes and bins of stuff for schools. I shouldn't have to pay when I get to the port if you tell me to adopt a school. So I just want to know, who is the relationship and who gets relationship and who doesn't.
Candace, if you'd let me, permit me, please.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Okay, I didn't get your name, but kudos to you and all your efforts. And I would like to meet you and build a relationship with you. Because Range Developments, we take our corporate responsibility very seriously. And I think there should be a lot of corporate private partnerships, private-public partnerships, and we could talk and see how we could work together. But I'm telling you, it's about relationships again. You may have been talking to the wrong people or giving up too soon, but I could tell you're very passionate about what you're doing. And last evening during DMs to PM, I heard the Prime Minister say that he is ready to support you. So I'm sure moving forward that things will improve.
Yes, I'm sorry that you had that experience. I'm sorry you had that experience, but I think forums like this where you have access, and we had people here from Customs earlier, we have ministers in the room. I think sometimes things get lost. A lot of our ministers, a lot of our people that work in government are inundated with a lot of things, and I apologize on behalf. But I do think that there are ways that we can get things done. For example, this relationship right here. We can't go back and change anything, but we can try to help to make things easier going forward. But to end on a high note, I know we're running out of time, but quick closing question, because I do want to keep this positive and uplifting. We all have our growing pains. But I think there are many here that are watching and feel the pull to come back home, but haven't made that move yet. What would you say to them in 20 seconds each?
I'll say, just do it. Yeah, just do it. Just do it. There are so much opportunities here in Grenada, so just do it. Come down and make it happen. If I could do it, I think anyone can. I'm a small man from small village, right? So just do it.
The best advice I could give anyone is just take a chance on yourself. You understand? And again, it's about relationships. We cannot do it alone. You have to have the right relationships, the right attitude, and the right mindset. Be delusional about what you want to do, and don't let anybody tell you no. My mom taught me something years ago, and I live by it. Not everybody will tell you yes. So you'll get a lot of no's before you finally get a yes, and that yes is what you need. So don't give up. Patience is a virtue.
Yeah, so I will iterate that and say, just do it. I mean, in terms of my story, I didn't actually plan. I'd had a home here for a number of years, and my mom was here, and she was ill, and I found myself living in Grenada, and sort of thinking, okay, what do I do now? And hence I started the business. So I did not sit there for 10 years or 5 years planning it. I was here already, and I got started. And maybe that was actually the best thing, because sometimes when you think about it, you hear all these stories, and then you get put off. So just go for it. And the second thing I would say, anywhere you go, a smile in Grenada takes you anywhere you want. Don't vex. Just get there, smile. Even if you're sitting in line and the lady's at lunch or the gentleman somewhere else, just sit there and just smile at them and just smile. And nobody's upset with you. Everyone wants to support you, right? So just keep smiling, and it will get you a long, long way.
All right, yeah. So I would say just come, do it. Don't have any hesitation or anything. Grenada is an amazing island, and there are so many opportunities here. So don't think you have to have $1 million in the bank or anything like that. Come, start small, and you'll grow, and have patience, and you must be here for it to work.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
Sorry, can I just ask, one of the ministers please answer this amazing woman about how she can actually get connected?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you all. I really appreciate you staying for this panel. I think it has been very informative. Like I said, you could beat up anywhere, but you might as well beat up at home.
Thank you, Ambassador. I think that's going to become a slogan somewhere. If you have to fight up here. Thank you so much. Let's put our hands together for our panel. And so that's going to bring the curtains down on our morning session. We're going to get set to head to lunch, but I do want to share just a couple things as we prepare to head out. I want to first and foremost say thank you to those of us who have been joining online. This is where we part for now. We'll be back this afternoon for our breakout sessions. And we have a couple sessions. We'll have the Grenada Bar Association with us. We'll also have the Inland Revenue Division. Mr. Warner Julian, the Deputy Comptroller, is going to be here, and the Ministry of Economic Development, Planning and Housing Affairs will also be here in our breakout sessions this evening. So I'm encouraging you to return after lunch. Lunch will be at the Trade Winds restaurant. We'll all be there. So it's an opportunity for us to continue the conversations that we've been having this morning. And I do want to make a special appeal with regards to our third and final day. Thank you so much for your participation, your questions, your energy, and your cooperation thus far. But we're going to close this thing off in a major way tomorrow. The very first discussion we're going to be having at 9 is going to be on second and third generation citizenship. Yeah? I was going to do a whole pitch, but clearly you get the importance. So be here, be early, and let's kick this thing off. As we go on, we'll have a conversation on bridging the medical gap. That's going to be one of our panel discussions on day number 3. We'll also have, give you a sense of the discussions I will also be having. We'll have a session for creatives. Are there any creatives in the room? Y'all make some noise, creatives. Come on. There we go. So we have a session tomorrow moderated by Mr. Orlando Romaine. So look out for that session as well. And we have an important, perhaps the feature highlight thing that's going to be happening. That's the roundtable discussion. You've heard a lot from us. You've listened and listened well. Good students you have been. But now it's time for you to talk. We want to hear from you. And so we'll be having that roundtable discussion tomorrow. So I want everyone to return and bring their fullest Grenadian self and all that you have to offer, because we will be ready to listen, and hopefully from here we act. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us this morning. We have given you much food for thought. Let's have some food for the stomach. We're head to lunch. Don't forget the marketplace, and we will be back. It is now 42. So we'll be back at 1:30 here for our next sessions. Thank you so much.